Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime
I think we should leave that in.
We're doing great.
Yeah,
I
leave
think
that
that's a
in.
great
All
intro.
right, take 3.
Yeah. Sup? I'm your local fuck up, Mike. This is your local weeb Sage, followed by local streamer Cat, local
These are
internet
boring.
boy Anthony, and the guy Colin.
This was
I don't care. It's already going. We're going with it. I'm sticking with it. I don't care.
Mike's really trying to do like.
the guy.
That's
Yeah.
better than Asian frustration. Jesus
That's, that one's
Christ,
just-
that's
that one's just weird.
terrible.
Oh my god.
Come on, Mike.
At least that was creative.
Look,
You
they'll
you
get
got-
better as I go. I just didn't think about it. All right.
You should maybe plan these ahead of time.
He couldn't even get to the welcome to Vaguely Anime podcast.
Yeah.
You could have said something
Throw
about
out
like
the Asian frustration
about, like-
willy-nilly, like he's.
you could say something about me and Cat being gotcha players. You could do anything.
Look, I went with something random, and all of you said no. So you know what? I went with something simple.
You could've
Although
said, like,
I will be
walking
honest,
Italian
when I
stereotype.
used to work at a summer day camp, I did used to get called Asian persuasion quite often.
Asian
See,
persuasion.
I didn't want to go with
Yeah.
persuasion, so I went
How
with
about Asian
frustration.
sensation?
No.
That's
No,
a
it was
good one.
oh, that's,
Right?
That
Little
one's
more
cute.
nice.
Asian
that's cute.
sensation?
Yeah.
But I feel like frustration. That's mean.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't.
but
I don't.
you
I
are
don't.
frustrating.
I don't
You
think.
are frustrating. So I think it worked.
No, mean.
No,
You know,
you
Sage
make
did
you
say
make.
before we started recording, she was like, "If you're upsetty, don't have spaghetti."
No,
or some
don't
shit
be
like that. I don't know.
upsetty. Eat
Have
some
some
spaghetti.
Yeah, what? Either
See,
or.
Asian
both
frustration
suck.
right there.
No.
Oh, you frustrate me on a constant basis.
This is workplace harassment. I'm being bullied.
I love
You're
that.
always
I,
being bullied.
Who's our HR department? Yeah,
I
who we
love
gotta
that
contact?
Sage will say that to me at work all the time because we work together, and she'll be, and I'll just be like, okay, go to HR, and she doesn't know where HR is, so I can just tell her.
I don't know who HR is supposed to be, so he'll say that, and I'll be like,
I know
Okay.
who HR is.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, welcome to the clusterfuck that is this podcast. Yeah. we Anyway, you said you wanted to talk about something.
yeah,
anime-related today.
I think we should talk about tropes in anime that we either love or adamantly hate, because I think that's a fun topic.
Okay. Do you want to start? Should we go in a circle?
I kind of want to start because there's one that I really love,
Okay.
but it's like, I don't know if it's, yeah, it's an anime thing, but it's more like Dojin fan arty, like fanfic
okay.
kind of
Okay.
a trope, but
Alright.
it is also like happens in anime.
Is it that the main character just has long hair and that's it,
And no face.
and no face? He is the
What?
everyman.
No.
AKA me
no,
in middle
fuck
school.
Or has a
that.
P on the front of his face.
No, I like when it's
I don't
like
think I've seen that one.
I like the couple dynamic of like one person who's like really shy and reserved, but like kind of like angry at the world.
Yeah.
And then you have
The small tsundere.
no, but not tsundere level, because they're
Yeah.
just like, they're not like here to snap at people, but they can if they will if it comes to it. You know what I'm saying? And then like the opposite of like someone who's just like too happy-go-lucky for their own good, and they like get themselves in trouble with their friendliness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they're just like best friends.
Give
feel
me
like
an
that's-
example of that in the show.
Actually, I feel like that's the two of the three main characters in Jujutsu Kaisen.
What, the-
Yuji and what's the girl's name? I'm forgetting her name.
Hammer Girl.
Yeah.
I only remember them based on their attributes.
On their
not
attribute,
names.
Wolf Boy, Hammer Girl, and then I remember Itadori because they say it a million times in the show.
I only remember Gojo because of that,
And
that
Gojo.
meme that I sent you.
The end of the OP. That ED is fire.
I don't think I particularly fucked with any of them.
The first ED where they're dancing and it's like the.
Oh, yeah, that one was fine.
No, it's amazing.
It's fine.
I really like that one.
So the Euro Cup starts on Friday. That's kind of cool.
But also for an
Italy's playing the
example,
first match.
I feel like this is obviously like not canon, but in Orin High School Host Club, you have Honey Senpai and
There's
Mori
non-canon
Senpai.
parts of Orin High School Host Club.
I mean, it's like a fan favorite
Oh,
ship.
okay, got you.
They're not like actually a couple.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like you're gonna like bring up some kind of story, and I was like,
No,
how is there
no.
more content
But-
that didn't exist?
No, I'm saying like as an example of like those two character types, they
But
fit
I
that
feel like
dynamic pretty
Honey
well.
Senpai doesn't really get into trouble.
I mean, he does in a
He got a
couple.
cavity.
Yeah, that was funny. I like that episode.
I've only seen one episode.
How
of that
dare
show,
he get a cavity?
And it was
Well,
it was
he eats
very
sweets,
good.
That's his thing. It's a very good show.
I'll watch it at some point.
You never watched it?
No.
I just
Colin
watched the
also
Halloween.
just said he didn't
I've only
watch
seen
it.
the Halloween episode because
Trash.
I was
awful.
in a
No taste.
anime club on Halloween.
Look, I'll get to that show at some point, but
It's
I am
so
in no particular
good.
rush.
Yeah, it was nice.
No,
No,
I
you
love
should.
it.
I'll watch it at some point too.
It's really sweet.
Can I say
Except
a
when
trope?
it's not.
Can I say a trope I really hate?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this has been starting to get phased out, but the useless girl trope, especially in shonen.
Yeah.
I think, obviously we have best example is Sakura.
I was
Sakura,
literally just about to say that.
Hinata,
Sakura.
Tengen.
Hinata was not
Not
useless. She was not
useless?
useless. She was not used.
She did two things.
So
Yeah.
she's useless.
No.
No,
She
they
wasn't
just
used.
didn't want to
She was-
focus
Which
on
makes
her.
her useless.
No,
doesn't make her
no, wait,
useless at
wait,
all.
Wait,
Sakura's also not useless, but they
No.
don't use her.
Stop.
But-
Sakura is part of the main story for so long,
Thank you.
and you see her all the time. Hinata is a side character.
She shows
But
up
she gets her ass
realistically
kicked
3
most
times.
of the times when she shows up, and then she
After
She's
putting out of a
trying
great
her
fight.
best.
But what
She's
I'm saying
trying
is
her
that they
best.
make her
Sakura's
bad.
not
Yeah,
trying
Okay,
her
first
best.
Then they also
first off-
make her bad.
First off, she's like a badass up until she has to fight Neji, where she continues to be a badass, but she has to be the
Yeah,
martyr and
she's
get
like
put
on
down.
the brink
I'm
of
not
death.
disagreeing with you. Her character, great. She's useless in the show.
No,
She doesn't do shit. She does as much
She
shit as Sakura
motivates
does.
Naruto through and through
She
again.
only
She
does as does as
All
much
right,
shit as
all right,
Sakura. If
not-
you're saying Sakura is useless, then so is Hinata, so is Tenten, so is literally
All right,
every other
here
girl.
This is such
here is
slander.
the example I really wanted to bring up was Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho.
I still love Botan. I don't know what? You're talking about.
Yes, let me explain why. Because she's supposed to be like the powerful Grim Reaper. She doesn't actually do anything except bring people together and stand
Botan's
around.
not the Grim Reaper. She's like the Grim Reaper's assistant.
You know what I mean. She calls herself the Grim Reaper.
There are multiple Grim Reapers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's
They're
true.
like she's just one of many.
And
Right.
it's not like, oh, she's useless. She didn't do anything. It's like, oh, they could have done so much more with Botan and they just didn't.
I guess that's fair, but I also
I wanted more
always,
from Botan. I really like Botan as a character.
I just always I like Botan as a side character, so I never thought of her as like seriously servicing the plot, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think she was mostly just there for like
And
the
she's
beginning
just so cute.
to make the
Oh
plot
no, she's
start.
super cute. She has like so many different outfits, and
I
I
know,
love when they do
adorable.
that in anime. I mean, yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho has that drip.
The drip.
Jeans and sweatshirt is best Botan drip.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I
That's
think
a
I
good
might
one.
agree. I like it when she had, was it like the leather jacket?
Like I
Uh,
like how you guys are talking about how she had such good outfits, and then you say out of that because I've never seen this. I don't know what she looks like. I don't know any of these outfits. You're like, I like the jeans and the sweatshirt.
Well, no, because
Like,
she normally
that's the best.
Normally she
outfit.
wears like a kimono.
yeah, her normal outfit is like a kimono,
Mhm.
and she's like
It might just be robes. I don't know if it's actually a kimono.
it might be less formal than a kimono, but it's
Yeah.
definitely in that kind of style.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just the jeans and sweatshirt look on her work.
It just sounded so
Botan and kimono.
okay. It just sounded
I guess,
so
yeah, that's
unexciting when you said that. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
this
'cause she
show's
has
got
an
the
obi
drip,
on.
and then it's jeans and a sweatshirt.
Well, it is 90s drip to be fair.
But also, wait,
That's raw.
right?
That's
Like,
raw as
look at
hell.
her. She's adorable.
That is a
That's cute.
vibe and a half. I would wear that.
Oh, another, just to tail off of Colin's bad anime trope. This is particularly true in shonen, and yeah, mainly shonen, but where they never change outfits.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy. Yu-Gi-Oh! If I saw
Yeah, he must
Yugi
smell like dog shit.
in
For
that
real, like-
stupid fucking navy
Leather.
school uniform one more time.
Oh my god, you
And
gotta
the
look
leather
like
pants.
the fucking mushrooms that must be like growing in his crotch area, bro. The sweat and
no,
the
because then there's
fumes
the
out of
anime that like
shit.
that are like no they change clothes and
Dude,
then
if he's
they
gotta
show their
change-
like
Oh, it's
wardrobe
like
and it's the
20
same
sets of the
the
same
same
shirt.
shirt.
If he's gotta change, dog, you gotta wear a gas mask around Yugi, dude. He is the worst.
Just open the closet. It's Monday same outfit, Tuesday same
Oh,
outfit.
it's
At
awful.
least,
Alright,
at least in
cool.
GX, it made sense. They're wearing school uniforms.
Right,
but
like
yeah,
that
other
makes
than
sense. Like
that-
if you're in a school uniform, I get
Which
it.
is most anime.
That makes sense. But in something like Naruto Bleach, they
Bleach
don't
had
change-
drip.
Bleach has some drip.
Bleach. I'm sorry. Bleach had drip on like their covers.
Yes. But as far as like the show goes, it's like okay, they're either in their school uniforms or they're wearing like the Soul Reaper
Yeah.
outfits, which I don't know what like those were called, but
So Reaper outfits probably works.
yeah. Which is like,
Their work uniform.
I'm over it.
Yeah, their work uniform. Soul Reaper outfit.
Do you think they have like a Soul Reaper like dry cleaning system?
Yeah, they use bleach.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
That's
is
the
it
old.
too
That's
late
the
to quit
oldest joke.
podcast?
That's the oldest
I'm
joke.
over this goddamn podcast already. I'm so
Oh my
done here.
God.
Like, I'm so-
Anthony wants an episode.
That
Can
was
I
like-
leave?
Every time you guys fight, I feel like the camera should just zoom in around me, like and turn gray, and just Mad World just all the.
I was just gonna say that!
Just slowly zoom in on my face, just completely just
Anthony
clueless
just-
as to what's
Anthony
going on.
just
You don't
suffering.
I
understand.
have no idea.
You
what
don't
guys are
understand what it
talking-
was like to try and be a Bleach fan in
I
what was
sure
that
don't.
like in like the early 2000s where I had to wait for Netflix to deliver a DVD of 4 episodes
my
every
Oh
2
God.
days.
You were an old Netflix man.
That was when I
You
started
were
watching
doing
Bleach.
boomer
Yeah.
Netflix
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh my god.
I don't
Okay,
think
well,
that's
what
how
did
I
you
watched
guys
Sailor
start
Moon.
with?
Wait,
Yeah, no,
really? I
boomer
did
Netflix.
that. Yeah.
I never did that.
That's how I
did
watched
that.
I
Sailor
went to
Moon.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, I still went to
I went
Blockbuster.
I
Oh,
couldn't
it's
wait
like
to
that.
pick out my movies.
Wait, did
to come in from Netflix.
Did anybody have Captain Video?
No.
No.
Video.
We did
No,
What is
Blockbuster
that?
then Netflix.
Yeah, we had. I did Blockbuster.
I
'cause
just
there was
I
one right
stuck
around
to
the corner from my
Blockbuster till it
house.
stopped existing.
Wait, did Blockbuster have like a membership?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
They
think
did.
that's why
I
we
didn't
didn't
have
do
one.
it.
I
I think
just went
there
every Friday and
wasn't
rented.
one near me, like because this is when I didn't live here yet.
Oh.
So like I know that there was one here, but I didn't have that
There
because
was Blockbuster here?
yeah,
Yeah.
because the house that I live in.
You know where? I'm sorry.
You're good. Explain where it is, so she
No,
knows.
go ahead. I'll tell her after.
It's a bagel store now.
Oh, okay.
Dude, my
Stop
Blockbuster got turned
saying
into a pizza
specific
place.
things about where we live.
We'll bleep that out.
Okay.
Colin.
My
but-
Blockbuster got turned into a pizza place.
Oh.
So
Wait,
funny.
you guys, that was a Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking
Wait,
about the
that
one near
place is
me.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a
Yeah, it was a
All
Blockbuster.
Blockbusters were pretty big.
I've
Holy
never
shit.
been to
Wait
one.
a minute.
What?
I have, okay. First off, Kat, you finish your story,
Oh.
and then I got something I need to discuss.
But the house I live in now is where my grandparents used to live, so I would visit all the time. So I was always excited because I would get to go to Blockbuster like when I was here, but there wasn't one where I lived. So I did the boomer Netflix.
I think Netflix
Getting
still
the
does
DVD.
that.
No,
No, they don't.
No way they
think-
do
no,
boomer
I-
Netflix.
No, I'm
No,
pretty sure
they
they do. I'm
don't.
pretty sure you can still get
Michael-
stuff sent to you.
Dude,
Oh,
I actually,
maybe.
if they,
Actually, I think they actually do. I feel like I did see that because they're like, we don't have it, but we could deliver it.
Yeah, I'm
to
pretty-
you."
I'm pretty
Well,
sure they still
if
say
they
that.
still
have
do
all
boomer
those.
Netflix, I would absolutely
No,
take
because
advantage
they
of it.
have all those DVDs like left over. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So they're like, oh,
Oh my
we
god,
can make
they,
a
they
little
probably
side
have like
cash.
48 warehouses filled
Yeah.
with just like
I'm
dumb.
They
I am
didn't just
fairly
like
certain
I think
they
you're
still
right.
do.
incinerate them?
No, why would you get rid of a perfectly good DVD?
I think
Because
all
it's
of the
Netflix.
No, I think
So
all the
what?
Blockbuster stuff is still sitting in a warehouse somewhere.
Yo, do you think you could like buy that out for cheap or not?
What?
Potentially, yeah.
Like the warehouse housing all of the Netflix DVDs?
No, just the DVDs. I don't want the warehouse.
You could probably keep them. Honestly, they wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah, if you just
It's like the
didn't
library.
if you just didn't return it.
By the
I
way,
think
always
they're like,
return your
meh.
library books, kids. Just saying.
What?
But anyway, no, yeah, you could probably keep it. Who gives a shit?
I don't think I've ever been to a library in the last like 20 years.
I've
He's-
been
you're
going-
so
I've been
proud
going
of that,
recently.
and you're such a dick.
What do I need to go to a library for?
To fucking read, Mike.
I like to
don't
get
know.
books
They have
online.
books
Wait,
in the
wait,
library.
I like
wait.
to work at a library.
Our
It's-
local
it
library
do my
has
work in the library.
Yeah.
manga. It has anime shows.
Great, I
It
can do
has
all of that.
anime
I can do all of that online.
Yeah, you can get movies and
Computer
You can
games
get
at a
video
library.
games at the
can
library.
get
all of it
can.
online.
I used to get video games
You
in the
can get
library, for
CDs
sure.
at the library. They
I didn't
used
know
to have.
any of this. I might go to the library.
Yeah.
I might peruse the library.
They used to
Where
have
did you
VHS
go?
tapes, which I quite enjoyed,
That
but I don't
didn't
think I
sound
have it
exciting
anymore.
to you.
No, yeah.
I
Going
don't
to
do
the
it
library,
all
going to that
online. I'm
VHS
going
section.
somewhere.
Great times.
So, because I'm an idiot, I read now. So, like, I go to the library and I just get books. It's great.
Yeah.
Go to the fucking library.
No.
Libraries are
library
great.
Stop
is the
being so
bomb.
uncultured.
I'll just get it online if I want to read something.
Wait, you're gonna read a whole ass book on a
Support
computer?
your local library, bro.
Just buy it online and have it sent to my house.
Do you have to pay for a library membership?
No,
You have to
it's
pay
free.
for a card.
No, it's
right?
free.
No,
Oh,
it's
no, is it
free.
free?
A public
Even
library?
better.
All public libraries.
why are you gonna
the
pay for
only
something online
cost
when you can rent
for a
something?
public library is if you return something late, and
Yeah.
they charge you like 10 cents.
Dude, if you don't return your library books, go fuck yourself. For
Respect the library.
real.
Respect,
Respect
yeah.
the library, dog.
The
You know,
library
and the worst
is
part is,
incredible.
like,
I love the library.
one time when I was a kid, I had an overdue book for like a year,
Oh.
and they charged me like $30 for it.
Yeah, they charge you the price of the book.
So I was like, no, they don't charge you the price of the book. They charge you. It's
oh,
like 10
our,
cents.
our
it's like 10
library
cents a
does the
week or
price
some
of the
shit.
book if you've had it for X amount of time.
Oh,
That's
really?
a pretty good
That's
system.
not bad though. Like the price of the book is what, like $12, $18, depending.
Potentially.
It depends on the book.
I guess it depends on like how recent.
Just don't
the book
rent out
was.
any college textbooks. Then it'll be $500.
Oh my god, yeah, that would
Like
suck.
my brother, when he was in high school, rented a library book, lost it in our house, and they
Yikes.
just charged him like $20 because he was like, I'm never gonna find this book again. Just charge me the
Yeah,
price of
I
the
mean,
book."
well, you guys, they
'cause-
probably use it to buy back the book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'd probably spend more money just over the years of just
Correct.
late
That's
fees.
why they don't.
Yeah.
That's why they don't like add on to the late fees. They'll just charge you
Especially
the price
because no
of the
one's
book.
gonna end up paying it. Like
Yeah.
if you go in, they're like, yeah, that's $300. You're like, fuck you.
Just
Like,
never coming back to the library.
Yeah, like,
They don't
Hello,
see me,
I'd
they don't
like
have
to
charge
arrest
me.
this man. He's not paying his library fees.
My library does this thing where like they have like a book drop off outside the
Oh, yeah,
library, so you
same.
don't have to go in. So if you put it in and then they scan it, they send you a bill.
What?
What?
They send you a bill if it's overdue.
Really?
Yeah.
Our
Yeah, they send you a
library, they'll
bill.
call you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they just send you a bill to your house. Cause like my,
Or-
my library is like library, so it's like you gotta
Bleep
beep
that
out.
one.
What is
Yeah.
wrong with you
Yeah.
guys?
Our
You know-
library will do if you like return something late.
Kieran's
like,
gonna
through
hang
the,
us.
Through the
We
late,
didn't have to do this like for either other episode,
the
but when
late
it's
drop?
not either of us editing it, we do it 4 times.
Kieran's
Yeah.
literally gonna be like, dude, I can't use any of the like first 20 minutes.
Yeah, you guys are morons.
like,
Hi, Kieran. Hey,
Yeah, hey Karen,
appreciate
you're
you.
king. But like yeah, my library, you drop it off. You drop off the book because like
Why don't you give the
happened-
address out?
Yeah. Sorry, Anthony. What's your home address?
Well,
Yeah.
my social
What's
security
your
number.
social sec- yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but what my
Mike is
library
dying.
does is, what my library does is,
Oh my
when you
God.
go up to the thing, like the book drop off outside, you put it in because like I did it once
I don't
to
know
like
how the
avoid.
book drop works. Please explain it to me in further
We
detail.
have that.
You
I know.
absolutely know
I'm
what the
I'm
book
kidding.
drop is.
I'm Mike.
Oh.
I know how a book drop works.
Mike
I
doesn't
don't
know
know
how
if
to
you've ever
read,
been
but
to a
Mike knows
library,
how
so,
a book
like,
drop
Words
works.
may
Anyway.
scare me, but I know how to put books away.
Nothing scares Mike more than the written
Because
word.
then I get them away
But
from
it's-
me.
yeah.
They're in a box and they can't hurt me anymore.
But so you go up to the book drop because I did this once, right? Because I did this to try to get out of paying the overdue book fee.
Oh my
so you
God.
you go up to the book drop and you put the thing in, right? So I'm scot free, like I had nothing to worry
You're
about,
like,
right?
they'll never know.
And then
it
a
was
week
me.
later, I get a letter, and it's like, oh, from the library, and I'm like, what is this? They
How did
never
they
send
find
me mail.
me?
Yeah, they never send me mail. How did they find it? I'm off the grid in terms of when it comes to the library. I open it up and they're like, hey, asshole.
You owe us
Here's
$15.
$15. Yeah, here's $15 for that book you tried to sneak by us, jackass. And I'm like, what? So they were like, you can pay by check or we'll come to your house and kill your family. And I'm like, I guess I gotta pay the library.
Library
You realize the
mafia.
law-
It's either that or I have to
Mafia
deal with
was
the
the
home
library.
invasion situation by the library.
Well, you're
And
just
I'm like,
giving out your address, so
Yeah, really, at
it's
this
not
point-
hard to find you.
That's fine. I'm just like, but anyway, the
Yikes.
library, like, they were just like, yeah, so you gotta like pay this shit now, and I'm like, all right. So I sent them a check, and they were like, good. You
sent
have
the
3 more
library
years
a
to
check
live, and
for
I'm like, all right.
$15.
Yeah, 50, I sent the library a check for $50
Why
because I
didn't you
called them
just
up. I was
go
like,
there
here's
and
the
give
thing.
them cash?
Here-
Yeah, I don't
here's
even have a
the thing.
checkbook, so I couldn't do that.
Here's the thing.
I'm listening.
I went on to their website and I was like, I sent them a thing and I was like,
you, like,
can I pay with
by
a
credit
card?
card?
Yeah, can I pay with a card? And they were like, what do you think this is, 2019? You can't pay with a credit card. You gotta either send us a check or you gotta come down here and give us money. And I was like,
This John
well,
Mulaney.
yeah, right, that's just what I was
John
about to say.
Mulaney.
I'm doing a John Mulaney right now. I
I-
didn't even realize it. I'm like subconsciously doing a John Mulaney.
Yeah, yeah, you sent
Yeah.
the money, and I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
the college bit, the college bit.
and it
Yeah.
all came together.
So they were like, "You got to give us some money," and I was like, "I guess I got to give you money now." So I sent them a check, and I dusted off my checkbook out of like
don't
from like
even
my
have
attic.
one.
Yeah, like I had barely used my checkbook, so I was like, "All right, I guess." And I had to relearn how to write a check from like sophomore year
Okay,
high
wait.
school fucking finance class. Like,
Separate check things. Fuck where we live. They literally don't teach us fucking anything. I learned
No,
nothing
not at all.
here.
yeah, no,
Literally
Straight
nothing.
up.
But when I was living at my previous area as a kid, they literally, like, while I was in 3rd grade, were teaching us how to do fucking checkbooks, fill
Like
out
balancing
checks.
them out?
Yes, literally taught us to balance them
Not
out.
that
when
that's
we were
necessary
at
now.
3rd grade.
Yes.
You don't really
It-
need that now, but yeah.
But, like,
I thought the hardest thing
they-
about 3rd grade was like long division or some
they
shit.
thought
Like,
that it would be a world that we were like
Right.
would
You
need
needed
it,
that
and they were
info.
actually doing that. But now where I didn't learn.
Yeah, but who
shit.
remembers that from 3rd
I
grade?
honestly did
I
not.
don't.
I-
But it's because I didn't keep up with my
No, they taught us how
Checks
to
and
do
balances.
taxes.
Senior year, right?
No, we're gonna teach you how to do taxes,
grade.
but only in 3rd grade. Never
Yeah,
touch on
here's
it
how to
again.
audit your parents in 3rd grade. Like, it's like, okay. Like,
Hey, it worked. I saved like $200. I was fucking rich.
I only
yeah, my
learned,
all of my school supplies were a tax write-off. So there you go. That was it.
I
So.
only
They, like,
learned to
had,
write
like, a
checks
bank in
until
there.
I didn't learn to write checks like without having to ask someone else how to like.
Well,
fully
that's
write
why they
them
taught
out.
us
I learned in
third
sophomore
grade.
year of
Wait,
high
money.
school finance class.
I just looked
I
it up
just
That's how
until I
Lance
was like
took me.
20.
High school didn't
I don't know what
teach
she's talking
us.
about.
Oh, no,
they
not
taught
one bit.
ours. They taught me in my school, which she went to in 8th grade.
I don't remember
I went
that.
there.
But also
In
in
eighth?
eighth
You knew
grade.
me.
Yeah.
Wait, in
I-
eighth
you know
grade.
what I
it's
meant.
a
I was
lot.
talking because she's saying that
But
they
you
didn't.
remember me in eighth
They
grade,
didn't
right?
teach me.
Oh wait, was it 8th grade? It might have been 6th grade.
I was there.
Oh,
It might have
okay,
been 6th grade.
okay.
You were there, yes, but
me
still.
throughout middle school and high school and early high school, like freshman, sophomore year.
Too emo to live.
Too emo to live.
Oh,
I can say so many things.
Same.
But I won't.
Like
Yeah.
I was so far down the emo rabbit hole
Oh.
that I was like,
Sage, we gotta talk.
I don't need to learn
I was
fucking
scared
math
of
and
you.
science and
Yes,
history
I'm gonna be dead by
and
22.
literature. Like
So
all I
emo,
need
she
in my
showed
li-
up in monochrome like band outfit from Death Parade, not Death Parade.
Black
The
Parade.
Black Parade.
Yeah,
Death
I was
Parade.
like,
Death
what are
Parade.
you
No,
talking
but I
about?
just like at that time I was like, I don't need any of this. I can just listen to MCR till I fucking die.
Yeah, Gerard Way's gonna teach me how to
Yeah,
file my
Gerard Way is
1099.
gonna
Yeah.
teach me my finances.
Yeah.
What are y'all talking
Excuse me,
about?
Gerard Way, can you teach me how to fill out a W-2 so I got to return next week? Thanks. Like,
This is
Who the fuck
easily
is
the
this?
weirdest
Yeah.
topic we have ever talked about.
Yeah, was
It's
there,
only
is
the
there any
third
other?
episode.
Is
This
there
is a
any other?
phenomenal topic.
Wait,
Don't even-
is there any other tropes you guys like or don't
Yeah,
like?
Wait, hold on. I
Oh,
still had my one
the
building thing I had to
library
talk
trope.
Oh
about.
my god.
Man, do I love
What
that.
a mess. Yes,
All right.
Anthony.
Go on.
Here's okay.
Wait, that's
One
still
of my-
related to the library?
We were talking about buildings before the library, before we got into
We
the library
were?
bit. I think
What?
we
I
were.
can't even remember.
We
Go
were
ahead,
because here's
just
my
go
topic.
ahead.
It's been
All right.
22
Here's-
minutes and my mind's blank.
Yeah, everything past 23 minutes or before 23 minutes is just a complete blur to me.
Just cut it all out.
That's it. Yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah, we all
All right,
not gonna
buildings.
exist. We're gonna have to
Okay,
restart.
okay, hear me out.
We all
Right,
collectively
one of the
blacked out.
all right, buildings that were once Pizza Huts.
Oh yeah, okay.
Buildings that were
yeah,
once
yeah, yeah.
Pizza Huts are the weirdest things to me, right? Because you can tell, because the Pizza Hut building looks
it
like
has
a hat.
hut.
It looks like a hat. Yeah, it has the titular hut,
Yeah.
right? So like you see like a church, right?
Wait, but you know the hat's a roof, right?
Yeah. No,
No,
shit.
I'm
No
just-
shit, Sage. What did I think it was?
That's-
It's a
it's a
place
hat.
that
What?
it's a place
It
they
is-
used to
it's a
capture.
roof.
No, guys. No,
It
I'm
is a
sorry.
hat.
It's not a roof, guys. It's a place. It's a place they used to store rain so they can make the dough with it. Yeah.
I thought it was
Fuck
the
you.
floor.
Is the, is the
floor.
I thought the
one
hut was like.
is
What
the
do you
one by
mean?
us still open?
The
Is
Pizza
the-
Hut.
What does that
Yeah.
mean? Did you think we
Is it
realized
still
it was a
open?
roof
No.
of a building?
I don't order Pizza Hut. I
Neither
live.
do I.
I'm from
Every
New
single
York. I
Pizza
don't
Hut is
pizza.
roofless. That's
Wait,
it.
hold on. You always thought it was a hat, as in you thought buildings just had hats on them?
You what?
Yeah, dude, my local Pizza Hut has a snapback on it. Yeah, totally, 100%.
Okay. it's the logo is Pizza Hut, and then I thought it had a hat on it.
And what do you
Okay.
think the hat
Okay.
acted as? Sage?
Okay, that's
So
less
you
offensive.
thought that they were specifically building hats?
Do you
on
think
these
what did you think it was? Like a bird sanctuary?
No,
like
I
what
just-
did you think it was?
I
No,
literally
no.
always wondered why the logo had a hat on top of it.
Because it gets cold in the winter, Sage. That's why.
Oh,
The
so
Pizza
you
Hut
thought
logo
you-
gets cold in the
you
winter.
didn't understand
So
that the
Mike-
logo was the roof?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Oh,
Hey, Mike.
okay. I understand
Hey, Mike.
now.
What's a trope you don't like? Tell me a trope you don't like. Give me anything.
Buildings that look like pizza.
Does Cinderella's count?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
a trope?
I-
God, I hate them.
Wait, why
Oh
though?
my god.
Except you like
Mike, the more this
Rui-
podcast goes on, the more I
and-
think you just hate women.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck women.
Yikes! You did call her the Asian frustration.
True.
You
This
sure
is
did,
Mike,
bud.
our local incel.
Just telling him now.
I'm sorry,
my
I didn't mean to
God.
bring this cursed upon you.
So Mike hates the trope of women being in anime.
Just them
This is
existing.
the worst.
Turns out like 25% of like anime con goers agree. Who'd have thought?
yeah, wow.
Who'd have
Who'd've
thunk?
thought? Yeah.
Right.
They also
This
really
is the North
don't
Star
like.
and nothing else.
All right, I want to set the record straight.
They
Mike
also
does
really
not
don't
hate
like
women. That
deodorant.
was a joke. I promise.
Oh,
I love you.
God.
Fuck.
Wow.
None of this is useful.
No, this is
Wow.
this is our best episode yet.
Yeah,
what are you
this
talking
is high
about?
quality content.
That entire Pizza Hut bit with Sage is
That
the
was the
best
be-
thing
yeah.
ever
wasn't
recorded
even a
on this
bit.
podcast.
I'm just being honest.
I know that wasn't a bit, and that's what makes it a bit. That's what makes it a bit.
It'll only get worse
it'll
from
only
here.
get worse.
Oh, God.
We should rename this podcast, and the next episode will be better. I promise.
Or we could literally just rename it to "It Only Gets Worse."
It only gets worse from here, boy.
That's it.
That's just the name of this episode. Is It Only Gets Worse.
Yep.
Oh
Gonna
my
So I got
have
a
to play
story
a
for
different
you
name
guys.
now.
Yeah.
Are we still on this anime trope thing? Because I
Do
got
you
a
have
story
one?
for you guys.
I
I
have a
don't
trope.
have one because I don't watch enough.
You
anime
don't
to
watch
have
enough
God, do you
anime.
have
I
one?
have a trope that I like. Does
Oh,
it
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
any ones
that's
that
fine.
we hate? I like enemies to lovers.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
That's a
That's a
good
good
trope.
one.
You know, I like that in real life. Like
Yeah, like
not-
like
real
Vegeta.
life.
Like
How
TV.
many
I like that in
enemies
person,
to
yeah.
lovers real life?
No, I
do
like
you
that in
know?
I like that in movies and
Yeah,
like
no,
TV
it's
shows
such a
too.
good
I like
trope.
that
Like
trope.
actual,
I
like,
do
like lovers is in terms of like relationship or just like becoming a good guy.
No, I
Lovers
like
like a
actual
relationship.
lovers.
I think
Oh.
both, or like lovers, friends,
Like
either
Vegeta.
or. I like
no,
that
no,
too.
no.
Relationship.
You gotta fuck.
Yep.
Relationship is better, obviously, but like I like it when they become friends too.
Okay.
Meh.
it's
Yeah,
good
so you
when-
should watch more shonen.
It's
I
nice
should, I
when they
guess.
become friends, but if you know they're doing the nasty.
Oh,
on
if they're
the
doing the
side,
nasty, it's
even better.
48,000 times better for sure.
Like Yugi
100%.
and Kaiba.
Like no.
Yo, Yugi and Kaiba,
I
You and
feel
Kaiba
like-
bang.
they're
No.
smacking.
I feel like
They're smacking cheeks.
No, let me rephrase. Yugi is not. Kaiba definitely has like a doll.
Kaiba's a turbo version.
Kaiba,
What are you guys
Kaiba has a
talking
doll,
about?
but it's of a dragon.
I feel like Bakura and Merrick definitely banging.
It's
I
Red
can
Eyes.
see that,
It's
yeah.
Red Eyes Black Dragon.
I feel like Yugi and Kaiba have so much pride
That they couldn't.
and such a
That they
hard
would-
on
they
for
would-
card
so-
games.
They would never
they
hate
can
fuck.
they can never
I
fuck
don't know.
another human.
I don't
They-
know.
no, they have so much pride. Neither of them can be the bottom.
Kaiba is
Yeah.
such a turbo.
They're both the top.
Kaiba is such a turbo version that whenever somebody is around him for long enough, they actually like rescind their virginity as
It's
well.
true. It's true.
Like,
no, but so is Yugi all
Why do we
is that
talk
or
about
is it
Yu-Gi-Oh
just Yami?
every episode?
Because
'Cause
Yu-Gi-Oh's
Yu-Gi-Oh's great.
iconic.
like even our test episodes, I'm pretty sure we talked
because
about
Yu-Gi-Oh is the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
only anime I think that we've all watched
Yu-Gi-Oh is
consistently.
so
Pokemon,
good.
probably.
I love
Pokemon
Yu-Gi-Oh.
too, I guess.
But
yeah.
so is it Yugi
Yeah,
or
we've
is it
never talked
Yami?
about Pokemon.
I
it's
have, I have a
definitely
question
Yami.
for you
Not
guys about
Yugi.
Pokemon.
No,
Yugi's
Yugi's,
just
there. Still going
Yugi's
on
a
about
cuck.
this.
Yeah.
Yugi's like being cucked while Yami's like, I got this. I'll handle this for you.
Which one? Yami is the big one.
The Pharaoh, yeah, the
Yeah.
tall one.
the big one. Yeah.
Yeah, the tall one.
Yeah,
No, Yami fucks.
Yami's the
Yami
one who's like,
absolutely fucks. Yeah, no, like straight up like breaks tables in half.
Yeah.
He
100%.
fucking lays it out on the table for you. and then he
Yugi, no,
murders
Yugi
you.
is like
No,
I will
because-
pay a man to fuck my wife. Yeah.
no,
100
because
billion
Yugi's
percent.
the kind of like if it was like Yugi and Kaiba, like actual Yugi would be dead.
That would be
if
that
it's
would be
Yami
pedophile.
and
That would be
Kaiba,
pedophilia.
it would be more balanced.
Yugi's a child.
I hate to say,
that
it,
would
but
be
like,
pedophilia.
so
is
is
Kaiba.
Kaiba. They're the same age.
Oh, how old are they?
14?
14.
Yeah, awful. Don't
Yeah,
want to think about that.
and here comes the worst thing to say after that. Yugi's head, fucking dick height on Kaiba.
I'm
It
absolutely
is, it
going.
is.
This podcast is over. I'm leaving this.
But
Okay.
I also
Huh.
do enjoy the
Dick height.
the ship of Joey and Kaiba. I think that's quite good.
No.
Nah, dog.
No?
I'm
Joey
gonna,
and that
I'm
other
gonna have
girl.
to disagree.
one's
I
Joey?
got
Joey,
The
who's the
blonde
girl?
one?
My Valentine.
Yeah, Joey and Maya, dog.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one. I
you.
get it.
Hey,
oh,
you.
hey.
Yo,
I'm from Brooklyn, here in Japan. Anyways.
Yikes.
Anyways.
We're in Japan.
But yeah,
Um,
Joey and Maya is a good
Joey
one too.
Wheeler.
I was thinking,
Joey
who
Wheeler.
here, have you guys played Pokemon games? I know you have. I know you
Yeah,
have.
for sure.
Do you like, I was thinking maybe we could do like a randomized Nuzlocke run.
Oh my
That'd
god,
be
that
fun.
would be
Race.
so fun. I love
All of
Nuzlocke
us.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. That'd be so
I
fun.
don't know if I want to do randomized Nuzlocke but like I want to throw the Nuzlocke in there for the challenge.
That would be really fun.
I thought it'd be fun if like we did like I don't know, whoever wants to participate.
I could bring my Switch over. I have Pokemon Sword on it, so we
I
can do
kind
it
of
on
wanted
there.
to do like Pokemon Emerald or something.
Ooh, Emerald even better.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
a
And then-
ROM
Why
hack.
not?
Yeah, like
Yeah, we could use Dolphin or something.
Yeah,
I probably
no,
should
just-
not say that on the podcast. Edit that
no,
out, Kieran.
it's legal to do if you own it, and I own it, and I own multiple copies of it, so everybody can
Okay.
do it legally.
What's Dolphin?
Cool.
Uh,
It's
we don't
fine.
have to talk about it.
Explain it later. Basically, just like we all play it at the same time, and we try to see who can finish first while it's
I hit
randomized
my head on it.
and
too.
Nuzlocke. And then when we all finish a gym, when the last person finishes a gym, we all fight each other.
Oh, that's
Like in
cute.
real life.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what?
Yep.
Weapons allowed. No guns.
Because I was ready to like break
Oh,
off a table
I was
chair.
already-
No, no, I was gonna
Colin.
say only if you have your starter at the end of the game, you can bring a weapon.
Wait, I was gonna
Yeah.
say because if it's not weapons allowed, my nails are really long, so I
Your
can't
nails
make
count as a
full
weapon.
Have you
face.
guys ever seen
I
the
well-
did
your
cut
nails
Colin
count
and
as a
mine
weapon.
aren't that
But they're
long.
not
Okay.
sharp.
Have you speaking of fighting? Have
You're
you guys
telling
ever
me
seen the
those
music
aren't
video?
sharp?
They're
They're
not.
literally in the
Which
shape
one?
of claws.
Feel them, they're not sharp.
Claws. Have you guys ever seen the
think
music
mine are
video
sharp?
for Four
Yeah, they're
Kicks by
sharper than
Kings
my
of Leon?
nails.
I have
No.
not.
All right.
What'd you say?
My favorite music video. Have you guys ever seen the music video for Kings of Leon's Four Kicks?
No.
No.
What my favorite music video of all time, besides The Weeknd's False Alarm, right?
Oh,
That's a
good one.
phenomenal video.
I love
But
The Weeknd.
Four Kicks, right? Like there's this whole like it's this video where it's them in the middle of a room, and it's like a white room, like four walls and everything, and it's a bunch of people like sitting on like chairs, like in the middle of this room, and the band's in the middle of like all of these people, and they start playing and stuff like that, and everybody's just kind of sitting there, and then once they get to the chorus, the room just like turns like blood red, and everybody starts beating the shit out of each other, and then when they go back to the verse, everybody just sits back down.
That's
and they all look
incredible.
like super like disheveled, and then they get back to the chorus and they all start beating the shit out of each other again. It's a phenomenal video.
That makes
we
me
should
think of a Foo Fighters music video.
Oh, you're
Oh,
probably
like the
thinking
Pretender,
of
the Pretender.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic music video.
But like it's verse chorus, verse chorus, verse chorus, and every time there's a verse, they're all like sitting down, just like kind of vibing. And then
That's
once the
cute.
chorus hits, they all beat the shit out, like
Me
like
too.
literally beat the shit out of each other, like taking the chairs and like like friggin' steel cage ladder
WWE.
matching people and stuff like that. It's an amazing video. I don't know why the fighting thing
That reminds me
just
of
made me think of that.
that reminds me of arguably one of my favorite music videos, which is Linkin Park's "Bleed It Out," which is just a bar fight
one is
but in
that?
reverse.
oh yeah, yeah.
It's the
Ooh.
end. It starts.
Good
at
song,
the-
too.
Yeah, it starts at the like end of the bar fight, and then it just reverses through the entire action of the bar fight.
Oh,
till
that's
the
rad as
beginning.
hell.
Which is
And,
the
I love
animated
that.
one, Breaking the Habit?
Yeah, the animated one was Breaking a Habit.
I
There
love
was a
that
Linkin
one.
Park video where like they're playing in like a bedroom, and then like they zoom in on a painting, and it's like weird like camels with like volcanoes on their backs, and they're in like hell.
The
No
Shadow
idea.
Of the Day.
Good, sure could
Shadow of
be.
the Day takes place.
I
in,
remember
a
like I
bedroom.
remember this music video like viscerally because I saw it at like 2 a.m. when I was in 5th grade, and like they were playing it on MTV, or maybe not 2 a.m, but it was like late at night on MTV, and like it was Linkin Park, and I was like, oh, Linkin Park, because I was in 5th grade.
As
So-
we've mentioned on the other episodes. Also.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because I was in 5th grade, and I was like, oh fuck, Linkin Park, I'm gonna get this shit tattooed on my ass. You know what I mean? So like, I'm watching this
Did you?
music video. No,
Oh.
I'm watching this
Who's
music
to
video.
say?
Yes.
Yeah, really. Honestly, who's to say?
I'll check.
And yeah, 100K subscribers, ass tattoo reveal. Anyway, but, so
100
so I'm watching this music
subscribers.
video at 2 a.m, and I'm like, oh, Chester Bennington, emo daddy, how you doing? So like, they're playing in this bedroom, right? And like, it's like, they're just like vibing. It's an early 2000s music video, so they're like playing while like the camera's like fucking whipping around everywhere, and it's cutting like 8 billion times at a time. So then like there's this really weird part in the video where like they zoom in on like a painting, and then like it goes inside the painting, so like it like, I don't know, like fades into like the environment of the painting, and there's like these weird like camels that are like 20 feet tall with like volcanoes on their backs, and it's like a hellscape, and then Chester Bennington's like, ah. And, like,
Probably not Shadow of the Day.
I don't
Just like
know.
that?
I don't know what song this is, but I've been like, I gotta
Shadow
look it
Day,
up.
very slow song. Not
Yeah,
Can
it's
you
definitely
look it
not
up?
that
Can
one.
you look up Linkin Park
Oh, I
music
I
videos
super
and
could
see
do
if you
that.
can find it?
I was so
Linkin
enamored
Park.
with
Because
the
I remember
story.
this thing
Camels
like
video.
Camels
viscerally.
in hell.
Camels in hell, yeah. Where camels are.
I
So,
feel like after every episode, Colin must have the most interesting like search history.
Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't. It's my computer.
like Uruguay
I'm
rugby
the
team
one that's
plane
gonna
crash
get FBI
stage.
rated.
Okay, I only looked it up because I was listening to a podcast about the plane crash and I wanted to see pictures.
Okay,
Who does that?
Sage apparently.
No, because
Well,
the girl,
morbid curiosity. You
the
end up
girl
looking up
in
a lot
the
of stuff.
podcast was like, the pictures were crazy, and I was like, I gotta see these crazy pictures.
Yeah, see, that's why I like the plane crash podcast that I listen to. They just post
Is
it on
this
Twitter.
common?
Y'all
Come
motherfuckers
on.
listen
It's,
to the
it's,
most.
it's as common
Wow.
as like criminal podcasts.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it
How
is.
many
Plane
plane,
crash podcasts
crashes
isn't.
are there?
No,
No,
it-
no.
Oh,
The
all right.
one
Well,
I
so first of
listened
all,
to
plane
was
crashes
true
are
crime.
not common.
They're
so
not.
the
Do they
fact
have,
that
like,
there's-
black box
there's
recordings?
podcasts
You're no.
dedicated.
Yeah.
There are.
That's horrific.
You know how many
Oh,
planes fly a day?
Yeah, it's like a lot.
Like,
Okay.
there are like an amount of plane crashes, but out of the number of planes that fly daily,
But
it is
there's literally-
No,
nothing.
but flying is literally the safest way to travel. It has
It
like
is.
the least amount of accidents. The fact that every time there is an accident, they figure out what went wrong, and then they fix that problem, and then it does not happen again.
like
Most of the time.
Yeah, there is an
Do
there
you
is.
guys remember that one Breaking Bad episode where
The
Never
plane
watched
crash?
it.
I've never watched Breaking Bad.
okay, never
I
mind.
watched
Yes,
all
that
of
was
Breaking
actually-
Bad, but I can't remember anything
Yeah.
from Breaking Bad.
Breaking
Yeah,
Bad,
so
one of the best
after-
TV shows.
After X dies,
Yeah.
the dad like is the air traffic
yeah.
controller,
And
and he causes the planes to crash. It's crazy.
that was based off
Crazy.
a real thing.
Sure
Oh,
could have
really?
Did you hear it in your podcast?
Sure did.
been.
I had
sure
a
did.
roommate
Not
in
They were like,
college who
they were like that Breaking
Yeah,
Bad.
I-
played
I-
Breaking Bad
were,
on repeat for about 2 months.
You
Alright,
watched
that would
Breaking
probably
Bad
be
on
annoying.
repeat?
No. My roommate in college watched it on repeat in her own room.
What,
So
like the
every
same
time-
episode or
no,
the entire
whole
show?
series. And so
Why?
I would walk
It's
in.
long though, so like
It's
pretty
5.
long.
Yeah, it's like
Five-
85
yeah.
episodes.
5
she
seasons,
would just
hour long
have
episodes.
it on at all times. So if I ever came into her room, that was the thing that was always playing.
Oh, I would
Breaking Bad.
scream. Are you kidding me?
I had-
love Breaking Bad, but I can't do it
I
that
had
much.
a roommate in college that she always was either watching, you know that movie Home with like Rihanna and the alien.
Ew. What
Oh,
a bad
yeah.
movie.
Oh,
The one with
God,
Sheldon?
why? So
Is that
she's
his
one of
name?
the
I
12
think Shel-
people
no,
that
no,
watch
I mean,
it.
like,
From
is
Big
the-
Bang
It's like
Theory?
every single
Yeah,
day.
like
Oh
is,
my
is
God,
the alien
stop
voiced
it.
by Sheldon?
Sheldon, yeah.
What was that? Home?
Jim
Yeah.
Parsons?
Yeah, Home.
Sure, is that his name?
It
Yeah,
is.
Jim Parsons.
That
Was that Pixar?
that Kevin
I
Hart.
think so.
Disney?
DreamWorks.
I think it was DreamWorks.
Oh.
Whatever.
It
was
I don't-
Pixar.
yeah, what?
The Kevin
really?
Hart special where he's like, "No, he wasn't ready." That one.
What?
No.
And then
Wait, is
one
that
other thing, and I can't remember what the third thing is because my mind is really trying to black it out. Every single day, I'm just trying to study.
Just
I'm just
traumatic
trying to sleep.
experiences.
I'm just literally
sounds
trying
awful.
to exist. And this is all she's listening to on fucking blast
Oh, I'm gonna
every single day.
scream.
Who wants to watch Home every single day?
That's
Who?
awful.
You say that, but oh, by the way, you were right. It was Jim Parsons who plays the alien. You say
He
that,
secretly loves
but
the movie.
Yeah, it's-
but
everything about it.
Sage watched Ratatouille on repeat for at least a year.
But
But
it
it
was
wasn't
Anybody do
every
that
day.
for
No.
all the time.
It wasn't every day.
Home played
It was often.
like
It was
5
often.
times a day. It was like I was at a bad movie theater.
Okay,
like
that's
where it's just always on repeat.
Oh.
that's too much.
Is she okay?
Oh, and she was blasting. I think One Direction.
Oh my
Because
God.
One
I'm gonna
Direction was still together. at this
scream.
time.
Yeah.
See, I think
That's what my life was.
I think like the worst
One
I do
Direction,
is
Home.
the worst I do is like rewatch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think I'm on my 15th rewatch right now.
Wow.
I'll do that with the rest of Development, or I'll put it on in the background.
I very rarely rewatch things.
You don't.
I have to really
understand
like
me
it to rewatch it.
with
No,
my
I,
rewatching stuff,
I
and I don't understand
understand
you.
why people rewatch things. Like I get it. I've never been
Well,
like,
you always
how
learn
dare
something
you?
new sometimes.
But like,
Yeah.
I just I like preferring like I prefer to just like I could just watch something new.
How do you
So-
keep all that?
well, here's the
content
thing
in
too.
there?
It's
No.
like I don't know. Like
No,
when
that's
I
the
watch
thing,
movies,
and then when like people are able to actually remember what happened, like I feel like I've seen a lot of content in my life, but like Breaking Bad, which I have seen every single episode, can't fucking recall.
That's what I'm
anything,
saying. Like Mike
I
is,
can't hold it.
Mike is somebody who wants to always experience something new, but I'm just like, how can you remember that much?
I don't know,
I mean,
and he
well,
does.
I remember like broad strokes of a lot of things. Maybe not like specifics. But,
Right.
like,
if I really like it, I'll remember like.
yeah, I mean, like
specifics
there are
about
certain
it.
things that I can remember specifics of, even stuff that I necessarily like don't like. If it just like was like impactful enough that I didn't like it, but
Right.
like
Yeah.
I just because if something like all right, so let's go with something that I would rewatch and I have before. Let's go with Devil's a Part-Timer.
Fantastic show, one of my favorites.
I have rewatched Devil's a Part-Timer like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Right.
But like I remember that show because I really liked it. So like or like Cowboy Bebop. I've only watched it once. It was recently-ish, but like or not yeah, and like I could rewatch it again, but I remember it well enough that I'm like I'm good. Like I did
Well,
not,
if that's in that case,
Yeah,
like
like,
if you
I-
remember it enough, sure. But
like
like,
I'm sure I'll rewatch Cowboy Bebop at some
but
point.
you could always
But
find
do you
something
not-
new.
yeah,
with
but like
it too,
I'd
you know?
rather just go and watch something new.
Do you not rewatch things for like the majesty of it?
Yeah,
No,
that's
like,
what I like
I-
to
for
do.
sure.
Yeah, if
do,
I watched
yeah.
it the first time, then like I already know what happens. Where's the majesty?
Well, the thing is, like, I rewatch a lot of Ghibli movies over and over again because there's just this like quality and air that
Oh, and
Ghibli
plus,
movies
yeah.
have, and this like wholesome
There it
feeling
is.
inside
There's
of
the
you.
moment
Yeah.
we were waiting for.
Inside of you where you're just like, this is really like incredible, and you just
Yeah.
feel like warm and fuzzy on
And,
the
and it's
inside.
funny you mentioned Ghibli too, because like Ghibli movies are just packed with so much detail.
Yeah.
That like you can notice, like every single. I've seen my favorite Ghibli movie is Only Yesterday. So I've seen Only Yesterday maybe.
Hold on, which one's that?
Only Yesterday is the one that just came out like kind of recently.
Oh,
With it originally came out in '92, but then they made an English dub of it that finally came to America, I think like 3 or 4 years ago. It's with Daisy Ridley and Dev Patel.
Oh
I
yeah,
saw
it's a
that one.
1991 film.
Yeah. So it came out a long time ago in
I don't
Japan,
think that
but
was
it's never
on the
made its
Ghibli
way over
collection
here.
I have.
My two favorite Ghibli movies are Tale of
Did I say
Princess.
Ghibli? I'm sorry, internet. Ghibli.
Whatever.
Who cares?
So my
Which
two
is the
favorite
right
ones.
way?
Ghibli.
Ghibli.
Ghibli, or yeah.
Yeah.
My two favorite Ghibli movies are Tale of Princess Kaguya and Only Yesterday. And
I don't
I've
even
seen
know that
both
one
of
either.
those. I've seen both of those movies maybe
Do you like when Marnie was
10.
there?
When Marty was here is okay. It's not my
Oh,
favorite,
I
but it's okay.
love when Marnie-
But I've seen both of those movies maybe like 8 or 9 times, and every single time I watch those movies, I notice something new.
All right, well,
Because like there's just so much detail packed into the animation or even the writing
Right.
that like every single time I watch it, I'm just like, that is something I never knew before.
well, I guess I should like specify because I don't. It's not that like I rewatching something I don't like get the majesty back or whatever because that's not the right thing. Because I've rewatched a lot of things and I've like felt the same things at the same time. But I guess it's more just like in my brain I'm like, okay, I could rewatch this, but I remember it and like I have the motions and whatnot. Like I'd rather just watch something new and see if I get like a different thing for
You
something.
want to experience something new every time.
And I
Yeah,
think
like-
also distance from first watch is also like a big factor to that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Like if
there's,
I watch Cowboy Bebop, I'm not gonna watch it again 3 weeks later. You know what I mean? I might
Right,
wait like a
there-
year or two,
there are
or like
only-
watch it again.
There are only 2 things that I kind of actively go out of my way to watch again at least once a year, which is Blues Brothers and
Phenomenal film.
and Juno.
love it.
Juno's okay.
Never seen
I
Juno.
understand that Juno's not like it's a weird movie, but like
No, Juno for the time it came out, pretty revolutionary.
But like
I think.
for me personally, like for that movie at least, every time I go back and watch it, I feel the exact same emotions every time, and I'm like, I've never felt that with anything else. So I'm like, I don't know, it's like weirdly a special movie to me.
No, believe me, it's a great movie.
But like,
I
so
get it. Yeah.
so like I have gone back and like felt the same things, but like it's just a lot of times, especially with anime, because I have like. Or like I have such a big like watch list. Like I want to get through the things. I don't want to just like
Have
rewatch
a
the same show
never-ending
30
Can
times.
I-
Well,
can I
at
ask
what
you,
point
though?
does it become? But at what point does it become like I'm watching this for the pleasure of it, or I'm watching this like it feels like homework?
Oh no! So if I'm watching a show at some point, whether or not, like, even if I know it's gonna be bad, like, at some point I'm going into it because like I wait for the time where I'm like, okay, I want to watch this, even
see.
if I know it's
Okay.
bad. Like
Where
that's
you're
why.
like, you know what? It's piqued my interest. I want to see why it's bad.
Right.
I
like-
have a
Well,
question.
there's also like the
I have a-
tone. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Alan.
sorry. Immediately lose it. When you watch stuff, how often do you do stuff as background noise that's new? Because I find like I can't do background noise shows as like new content or like something I seriously want
I'm
to watch
the
because I
same.
just
Yeah,
do
I'm the
not
same
get
way as
enough of the series. I put It's Always Sunny on in the background when I like grind video games all the time, and it's always like I love that joke, and it's just like the background noise that I can stop paying attention. I can go back in.
Right, and
Because
you've also
at some
seen it a bunch
point
of
you
times too.
tune
So
it
Yeah,
like,
so
out.
I
you
can
know
jump
what-
in at any point. I know
Yeah,
every joke.
So like,
Exactly.
when I was like when I went to school like college in Texas, like that was when I really
Do
started.
you want to tell us the address?
I went to Baylor.
I mean, that's
I was,
broad
I
enough.
was.
I don't
kid-
live in
was-
Texas.
I was kidding. It was a joke.
Where did you live
got
when you were
really
in Texas? What's the
offended?
address?
Sorry.
Time to go into the college's records and find out
I
where
actually
he
don't.
lives.
I actually don't remember.
Kieran, put his address on the screen. I know you
Flash
know it.
One frame.
Flash
frame,
one.
like in Fight Club when they put a penis up for
I
1
don't
second.
even remember
like,
what my
do like that
address
with a-
was.
Did they do that?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I've not seen Fight Club.
Dude, in Fight Club,
Funny
there
story.
are like at least like 20 moments in the film where there's one frame of dude's dick.
He really.
I
I'm
love
not
to be
kidding.
aggressive with it. Funny story about Fight Club that comes back to what we did. I ordered Fight Club from Netflix DVDs. It was the last DVD I ordered from Netflix.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you didn't return this. I was like, I absolutely did. Did not return it. Still have it upstairs.
Sick.
Sorry, Netflix.
Did they?
Now we'll
drop
never
it?
get
They dropped it.
sponsored
Did
by-
they-
I told them I sent it back.
It's because it's.
I
booby.
told
Did
them I
they,
sent
did they
it back.
send 2 very large gentlemen to your house and be like, hey, if you don't
They're
bring me
definitely
back
going
the,
to now.
Yeah, if you don't bring
They're
me back the
definitely
Fight
gonna
Club
know.
DVD, I'm gonna break your fucking legs.
I told
okay?
them I sent it back, and they were like, "Okay, must have been our fault." And I was like, and then
They
I
sent
found
two
I found it
bruisers
like
to
2 months
college
later, and I
house.
felt very bad.
So anyway,
Mike, as you were saying,
when I because I watched anime beforehand, but like college was like I had a lot of free time, and I was like, you know what, like anime, and that was when I was like, okay, cool, I guess anime is my life now. So
What a weird thing to decide.
You had no friends for so long, and then that was when you decided to watch it.
when I had friends, yeah.
You were like, now I spent all of my adolescence with no friends. I'm now in college. I have friends. Like, I could go socialize. Now is the time to sink my life into anime.
Yeah, that was pretty much exactly what happened.
Oh, good lord.
Anyway, a lot of the anime I got through in that time frame was mostly just like, if it wasn't anime I was actively watching in class, then
God,
then it was like background noise while I played video games with my friends or something. And
Yeah.
With your friends?
With your friends, I can't do that.
Are you
So-
not
so-
talking
no, I
to
can't- I
them?
can't watch
the
shit.
way I
Yeah,
said
how
it,
can you
the,
pay attention to two things at once?
I'm talking with my
He's
friends
not.
at that point.
He's paying attention to the anime.
the way I set it up was I would sit in front of my TV, and then I had my computer like on my lap or something, so it was still in my like vision, and I would just be playing. And if I die or something or like whatever, I'd just be looking down, watching it, and I'd look back up when it was something
You
important. that
sound like
needed
an
to be achieved.
addict.
Yeah, that's too much.
And like
Yeah.
I got
Like,
through.
I'm dead for a minute. Go.
Whenever
it was
whenever he
always
describes
playing.
this stuff, I'm always like,
Oh,
I
sorry,
could
always
not do
playing.
that.
No, it was always playing. I usually had myself muted unless I needed to talk, and then
But
it would
don't
just
you
be
feel
playing.
like you're
No, dude,
missing
yeah, I gotta
important
give a
stuff?
show a fair shot, dog. I gotta.
That was I could like I watched Devil's Part-Timer. I could tell you most things that happened as Devil's Part-Timer.
I don't know how
Cowboy
you
Yeah,
do
but
Bebop
you've
that
also
way.
rewatched
I gotta
it.
devote
I
my
watched
attention
Full Metal
to the show,
Alchemist
dude.
that way. Like
That's why
I
I
don't know how
don't
you
watch
do
a
it.
lot of new shows because
I can
unless I'm
multitask
like
really well.
I guess so.
watching something entirely, this is why I'm so bad about My Hero Academia, is because I started watching season 4. I got like 6 episodes in where I was like really focused watching it like every single second, and then I was like, oh, I'm really tired of this.
That's a good part too.
And then I was like, okay, I'll come back to this in like a couple of days. It's been like
She
a
did not.
month. I'm awful. I will catch up before season 6. Will
Yeah,
you?
we're on season 5 right now. You should catch. Now would be a good time because the first arc is just ending of season 5.
I don't even remember what the next arc is. if I'm
You don't
honest.
remember the next
Uh,
arc?
Is this the war one? The next one?
I don't want to. Minor spoilers.
No,
No.
no.
Just is it the war
no,
one
no,
or no?
it's not.
Okay.
No.
That's all I wanted
Colin,
to know.
if you spoil this for me,
Don't spoil it.
I wasn't
It's
gonna
fine.
say. I was just gonna
No,
say
you
the
out
name.
the
I was
window.
just
Okay,
gonna say
all
the
I
name of
wanted
the
to
arc.
That's
know.
next season.
Okay.
Anyway,
I think I know what it is.
No, it's that one.
Yeah. Okay.
in terms of watching habits, since we're on that, I'm really bad at letting things end. Like if I'm really enjoying a show, like all right, for instance, right, like
Mike
the
too.
first time I ever watched Evangelion, right, I did not watch the final episode or the final 2 episodes for like the longest time because I was like so enjoying it that I was like, I can't let this end. And like the same, and like the first time I also watched Cowboy Bebop, I didn't watch like the last episode.
Okay.
No,
I
don't-
misunderstood you.
I don't
I
do that.
misunderstood you.
No, I
was thinking
sure do.
something
Like
different.
I'm like so bad at letting things end because I'm like really about
no,
it,
I
need
and
to
I
end
hate
things.
No.
I hate it when it ends.
I
Mike
feel like
Mike wants the ending, but then he wants more.
Like for
When you-
certain shows.
Yeah, well, like for certain shows, you're like, I wish they'd do a sequel series. And to be fair, like sometimes I'm like, yeah, a sequel series would be fucking dope. But then other times I'm like, no. it
Well,
needs
so
to
like
end.
a lot of
It
times
needs to
when
end.
because I a lot of times when I say that like I know that either it won't happen or like that it really shouldn't, but like I still just want more of the characters.
yeah, that's what Boruto's for.
But I don't want more of the characters. I
Dude,
hate that show.
Dude, I'm out here like I can't wait till Oda drops Two Piece.
stop it.
I can't wait.
That would actually be really funny if he did like
No.
2 piece. That would be.
I,
really
it would
funny.
be real. I would be.
Yo, I can
I would
really-
be very okay with him doing another story in the same universe. I just don't want.
Did you
like,
know that they
the
did
Straw
a
Hats to
show
really
about
be
Luffy's
involved.
dad? I didn't. Yeah, you know who would have guessed?
Yeah, the old King of Pirates. Yeah,
Yeah, apparently they did a show about him.
maybe.
Yeah, who
I heard
knew?
it was a little long.
Yeah.
But
the
it's always.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
It was a dumb bit. Go
It was a
ahead.
very dumb bit.
But like going back to what I was saying before about letting things end, like it's always stuff that like you can watch incrementally. Like if it's like a movie, right? Like I won't like stop the movie like 10 minutes before it's done and just fucking
No.
leave, right? Like I won't do that, right? But like when it's a show that I'm like really enjoying, I'm
But
so
don't
bad
you
about
wanna
letting it
know
end.
how it ends?
No, of course I want to know how it ends. It's just that like
it's the knowledge
like,
that once
it-
it's done. It's
exactly.
Done.
It's like I get into that like post-show depression.
But like
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
well, yeah, but you just have to accept it.
Oh
You
no,
just-
of course, no.
You just
but I
gotta
always
cry.
I-
Because
yeah, I know.
You gotta know what happened.
Of course, no.
I used to
I
get
do
that
end up finishing
bad.
it. I do end up finishing it.
But
But
don't
if
you
it's something
feel
that
like
I'm really
there's, like,
enjoying,
some catharsis in it ending?
no, for
No.
sure. Because that was me with the most recent season of Twin Peaks. Because if
How
our
long
viewers
has
don't know,
Twin Peaks been going for?
I'm gonna get to that. If our
Okay.
if our viewers don't know what Twin Peaks, the whole Twin Peaks situation
I've never
is,
seen it.
it's my favorite show of all time. And when it aired back in 1990,
Jesus
It's been on for that long.
well,
Thought it was
31
No.
maybe
years.
the early
Here's
2000s.
here's the thing.
Jeez.
Here's the thing. So when Twin Peaks first came out in 1990, it was a super revolutionary show, and like literally nothing had ever been done before. It was basically, if you've ever seen a David Lynch movie, it was a David Lynch movie on TV, which is
To be
already
honest,
insane.
I don't even know what it's about. I hadn't
It's-
heard about it until you started
Is it
talking
like
about
ghosty,
It's,
spooky?
It's a little.
Murder
It's
mystery,
like
isn't it?
it's like a comedy drama horror.
it? Is it like,
like,
Twilight
it's-
Zone-y?
No.
Is it like
It's a
supernatural
mystery.
but more,
It's
more drama?
it's so beyond definition that like if I sat here explaining it, I would have to get into plot points, and I can't do that. So,
Okay.
but basically the point that I'm trying to make here is, when Twin Peaks first aired in 1990, it was considered a completely revolutionary show, and it still is. It's considered one of the greatest TV shows of all time. So that happened, and then season 2 happened, and season 2 wasn't received as warmly because David Lynch left halfway through the production and then came back at the end. So at the end, it ends off on a huge cliffhanger that there was supposed to be a season 3, but because David Lynch left, the viewership dwindled completely because they made it. Because originally Twin Peaks was making fun of soap operas, like the whole thing. Because soap operas were super big in like the 90s, and they were making fun of soap operas. But then it became a soap opera. So everybody was like, this is bullshit. So they left, right? And then when David Lynch came back, he kind of like reeled it back in and like made it like what it was again, right? So it ends off on this massive, massive, massive cliffhanger that can like determine the rest of how the show was going to go going forward. But ABC canceled it.
Rip.
So one of the most iconic lines in the show is when Special Agent Cooper, the main character, is talking to Laura Palmer, who is the girl who was murdered in the first episode, but he kind of like converses with like her
Spoilers.
spirit.
It's the first episode,
The
bro.
literal poster of the show says who killed Laura Palmer.
Yeah.
But he
that
converses
spoiler
with her
tag up.
spirit at multiple points in the episode. And one of the most iconic lines of the show is when Laura Palmer says to Agent Cooper, "I'll see you in 25 years." 25 years later, season 3 of Twin Peaks came out.
Oh,
Showtime. Which was insane, right?
I love
they were,
shit like that.
They were
Oh,
talking
that's
about
quite
they
good.
were,
I like
yeah,
that.
it was insane.
That's
because
good.
they were talking about bringing it back for a really long time. But
Perfect
then
timing.
everything just kind of ended up like fell into its right place, and they made season 3,
Oh, I
which
love
took
it.
like 5 years to make.
It's a different cast.
No, it's same cast and everything.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
some died along the way, unfortunately.
Right, I was gonna say.
But the majority of the cast returned. Some people didn't, like Heather Graham. She was in the show. A lot of famous people were in Twin Peaks, not for nothing. Like that, like are like big A-list actors now that were like getting their
started
start,
at that
like
time.
Heather Graham. But season 3 of Twin Peaks comes out 25 years later, and like obviously I'm like super excited to watch it and everything. And then it was 18. It was originally going to be 8 episodes, but then they extended it to 18. So once episode 18 rolled around, I like put off watching it for like
for quite
such
a
a long
while.
time because I was so wrapped up in it and I was loving it so much that like I just didn't want it to end. Like I wanted to cherish it, and then I finally ended up watching episode 18 like 4 weeks later, and then I just got the post-show depression. But the point I'm trying to make is like me personally, I like savoring things.
Yeah.
That I especially stuff that I like have an attachment to, or stuff that I really end up liking along the way, like Cowboy Bebop, or like I guess just going back to like anime and stuff, but like Cowboy Bebop or like Evangelion or whatever, is that I really like cherishing things and like saving them, and I'm like really bad at like letting things end. So when it came to like Twin Peaks, I was just like, I gotta finish this at some point, but
can't right now.
I can't right now.
I don't-
Like
I
I'm
don't
too
think I can
emotionally
do that.
invested.
Am
Yeah,
I
I
the
think
only
I-
one who like puts off watching something because I don't know if I'm going to like it, even though I know I'm gonna like it?
Yes, I do that
I
too.
do that
I
sometimes.
absolutely
yeah.
do
but
that.
not that I specifically know that I'll like it, but people will be like, Kat, I know you like you're going to like this, and I'll be like, no, I'm not. I'm not watching
See,
it.
honestly,
Like, I just
that.
Funny
watched
enough, I
Raya-
feel like that deters me even more. Like if somebody's
If
like,
someone tells you to do
when
it.
somebody tells me
They're,
like,
like, building
dude,
it
you're
up.
gonna love this. You're gonna love it. Like that's just setting my expectations way too high.
Yeah.
I
Personally
just
for
watched
me.
Raya and the Last Dragon the other day.
Oh, how was it?
It was really fucking good.
Really?
And I literally avoided watching it for I don't even know how long, maybe 6 months, because I was worried I wasn't going to enjoy it. And I was like hyping it up too much in my own head.
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, no, this is pretty fucking solid. Like, this is everything
See,
I wanted.
I found myself on the other side a lot where it was like I just couldn't wait for more. I was like, I need to finish this as soon as possible. I remember like a really good memory I have of that is like when I was watching Do Ra Ra Ra, which is a
Did
it was-
it
it
get
was
a
a pretty
season
good-
2?
it did. It was a good anime. I remember like it was the first season I was watching, and it was like so good, and it was still airing on Toonami at the time, and I remember being like, I can't wait for the next episode. I
OP
can't wait a
slaps.
week, and I had to. OP does slap.
I don't know the show, but I know the OP.
OP's great. The show is like some really interesting like directing style. Like I really do recommend checking it out just for like how
It
it's
does
made.
have a very interesting look, which I do like.
Yeah, it's like the look, the feel, and like the music choices and everything is like really good, and I recommend that. Just checking it out at least for that. The first season is like perfectly fine to just watch and end there. I haven't finished it yet though, as I'm saying this thing about how I could not wait. So I had to go.
Okay.
So I had to go and watch the next episode in Japanese online, and it was like one of the first times I really did that because it was, again, back when it was airing, and it was like I need more. I was always like that. That was like, you know, during quarantine I would read One Piece for 4 hours a night to pass the time.
That's awful.
You know,
No, it was great because there was no end in sight
Wait,
for months.
That's how I felt about when I first watched Code Geass. I think I was like maybe a freshman in high school.
Okay.
And somebody had just recommended it to me in passing, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this. I watched the first season so incredibly fast, and at that time, where I was watching it on, they didn't have season 2, so I didn't think there was a season 2, and I was like, so you're just gonna leave
cut
me
me
on
like
this
that?
major cliffhanger, like completely unfinished story. And then I remember I found season 2 somewhere else, so I watched all of season 2 really fast, and that ending is top tier. And then I've watched Code Geass like at least once a year every year since then.
You can't watch My Hero.
Yeah, no, I'm literally the worst, because I also rewatch Avatar every year once a
Yeah.
year.
I was doing that with Devil's a Part-Timer for a while, but it's just like 12 episodes, so I had to stop for a couple years because it was like I just knew it too well.
Right.
Good question for you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I think I guess I could be like I've done that with something, but not in terms of like a show that someone's like, hey, you should watch this or like whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool, like throw it on the list, and then like I'll be like, oh, you know what, today's the day, like yeah, I'm gonna sit down and watch it, and then I find out like there's a new season coming out in like a month or like later in the year, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just wait for that season to come out.
No, that encourages me to watch it, so then I can watch it like with it, like with
So,
Breaking
oh,
Bad.
I wanna
With
watch it
Breaking
at the
Bad,
same
I
time.
watched.
I feel you.
I
Yeah.
didn't watch Breaking Bad for so long, and then I caught up right before the last season started.
That's what I did. That's exactly what
It
I
was
did.
perfect. It was
Yeah.
perfect because then it was like, ooh, I was able to just like I was able to binge everything, and then the last season makes
That
me
was
wait
my
a week
plan
for
with
each
Game
episode.
of Thrones.
You failed
And
spectacularly.
then Game of Thrones got so incredibly just so much
Yeah, so
content.
shit.
So much
Yeah.
content.
You
That
had.
by
She
the
hasn't finished
time-
season 1.
Season 8
Sorry,
came
Dad.
around. I was like, there's no way I can catch up.
You have not
also,
finished
I'm
season
so
1.
lazy. I'm still on episode 4. I'll be on episode 4.
It's
Call me in 10 years.
so
I might have
good.
watched episode 5.
Just watch one a night. It's
no,
so easy
I have
to watch one
other
a night.
things to get to, because if I don't watch it with my full intent and focus, I'm not gonna absorb any information.
All right, all right.
That's why
That's
when
fair.
I'm
That's a fair
doing
point.
work,
That's fair.
I only
I do the
listen
same thing.
to podcast episodes or
Depends on the
Plane
show for
Crash
me.
podcast.
Yeah, Plane
the
Crash
only
podcast.
podcasts or like cases that I'll listen to are ones I already know, like the case and the general
yeah.
feeling for them.
I
Because
totally
I'm
get
like,
you.
okay,
I do that
I
with Crime Junkie because I can't listen to something new. I can't pay attention to
Right.
it.
So like, if I'm gonna watch the 100th version of like a Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, I'm like,
You know
okay,
the
I
story
get the
enough.
general
Yeah.
gist. I
Yeah, it's
don't
like
need
how
to
much
pay
how much
attention.
more can
I
this
don't-
thing
I don't
add
get
to
it.
something that's already
like
been
I could understand putting the show on in the background or something, but like if like
Because I want to absorb the information if I'm really gonna watch it.
You see what I've started.
I mean is it more not normal to be able to absorb the information? Like is it more
Yes.
weird on my
But
end?
yeah,
Because
that's
I
what we
put
don't understand
all
how
my
you're doing that.
If it's something that's background, if I'm focusing on something else,
Because I can't
like
focus
I
on the
like
visuals
Yeah.
as
I
well
like
as the audio.
to read
Insane.
and listen to audio at the same time.
I guess it's also different playing video games and like watching something versus like actually doing your job and like trying to
like
listen
yeah,
to
like
things.
if
So,
I'm
like
reading
it does
a book,
depend on that
I
too.
have to listen to audio, but at some point I will literally not even hear it anymore, and I'm only reading the book.
I mean like if like I don't know. Like sometimes at work, I'll just like throw on a new like murder podcast or episode or something like that, and I'll be like, all right, cool, and then I'll like listen to it. And if there's at any point where I'm like, wait, what just happened? I'll just go back a little bit.
But like, I guess it also just depends on like your job and what
Yeah.
you're doing, because like what me and you do is very different. Like I'm doing actual computer work, and I actually have to be reading and like figuring out what I'm doing.
Yeah, I
and-
can't do paperwork. and
well, like
listen
because
to
I can't
something and upload
watch
it.
something when I'm editing. I can't do that.
Oh
Well,
Yeah,
no,
no,
that
you
would be
can't.
impossible because
Yeah.
you have to listen.
That's the
and
worst
like,
part.
it's literally
You
exactly
should
listening.
because
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah.
be focused on the.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't,
but,
I
like,
can't
for-
even listen to music. Like
Well,
No, yeah,
sometimes
you
I
can't
can
listen to
get
music.
sometimes,
You can't.
No, you
sometimes
can't.
I can get
Oh, really?
lo-fi, but
Yeah,
when
put
I
lo-fi on.
but when I need to focus on the audio, I have
when
to
I used
turn
to
it
edit,
off.
I could not do
Oh,
No,
that.
when you
I,
do-
I,
when you
I have
do-
lo-fi on low because my attention span is that of a goldfish.
I
so,
think
like,
it's fair
need
that like
something
when
to-
you do picture lock, you could totally listen to like something like music
Yeah.
or something. But when you're doing audio, you should absolutely
No.
not have.
When the audio's on,
I mean,
can't
if
do
I'm doing a rough
music at
edit,
all.
I'm not messing with the audio anyway. So like all that much. Well, all
Yeah.
that much. I mean, I sometimes am, but like I need something in the background. Like whenever I was like when I used to do homework, like I needed
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
needed
no.
music or something.
I
like,
absolutely like everything I do. Yeah, did everybody just like hear
Yeah,
that?
it's
What
the
was
ghost.
that?
It's
just the
Oh,
pipe.
it's
it's
the
just
ghost
fine.
again.
Always.
But no, whenever I'm with you. Like whenever I do something, I have to have like music.
like
on.
I'm listening to something.
Like, I'm
all
cleaning
the
my
time at
room.
work,
Yeah,
too, 'cause
exactly,
I
me
need,
too.
Like I need it to focus.
Me too.
That-
I'm
I guess
cleaning
it,
my room.
it just
like
depends, because like cleaning your room is kind of like there's nothing you really have to.
Mundane.
Yeah,
That
you have
is
to pay
true.
attention
That is
to.
true.
So like I guess I could do both. Like I could go either way. It just depends on what the
That
actual
reminds
thing
me
is.
of like I had a library mix for when I was in college that I would listen to when I was in the library and doing my work, and it was like mostly music that I could listen to while I'm doing work, but it had like I don't know, some Childish Gambino song in there. I think it was yeah, it was a Childish Gambino song in there that every time it came on I was just like, I have to stop working, I have to just fucking listen to this song because it's so fucking good.
I don't know. Like it's specifically why I put lo-fi on when I'm editing. Because like
I can't.
You can
It's the
tune it
words.
out.
'cause-
yeah,
Well,
like,
lo-fi-
I
lo-fi
just
is
I
exact-
just
it's
need
like-
the noise.
it's meant. No, that's the thing.
Like
it is
a white
meant to be
noise.
like ambient.
Right.
Like it is meant
so, like,
to be like
if
an
I'm
ambience
just
in the
sitting there,
background.
like looking at my computer, clicking, cutting a clip, moving it down, going like then it's like I need this. I need the
Yeah,
something.
for me,
Even though
sitting
I'm
there in
hearing
complete
people
silence,
talking,
I would feel like a
need
serial
something.
killer. Like,
Like
straight
yeah,
up.
like even though people are talking, I'm listening to the audio.
Yeah.
Like I need something. That's
No,
not the audio.
for me, no. But like the audio is the most important part because you need to hear the nuance in the voices, and you need to hear like you need to do the mixing. You need to do
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, like I said, I usually do that in like a second pass. So like
Yeah.
then I'm like, all right, headphones on. Now I'm gonna listen to it. Like first pass, I have it just coming through a speaker, and I'm just going through it.
I get that.
And then, but like, so that's I don't know. That's just how I do it. And then like, but yeah, I can't watch anything when I'm doing that because like then I just like either I completely tune that out or I'm completely focusing on that and not the edit, and then I'm like shit, I just gotta turn this
Yeah.
off, you know, like.
No, yeah.
But yeah, like I usually will just have like a lo-fi on in like either one ear or I'll have it like in a speaker that's like across the room, so it's
Mhm.
just there.
Right.
I don't know, but like I guess I kind of always need to be like multitasking to keep myself focused. Like I need two things
You
to
need
keep me
some
focused on
multitask
it.
to focus on one thing.
Yeah, or it's like, but I can focus on both if I need, like if I want to be like anime and video games or something like that. But like in general, I need it to focus at least on.
Well,
one
keeping
thing.
yourself like busy and focused on like things is just like a good way to like keep your like brain
Brain
active.
active.
Because like a lot of addicts, like a lot of recovering addicts, like need like a constant source of like things to do to like
Stimulation.
stimulation and stuff like that to keep them from like falling back into
right.
their addiction and stuff like that. Like that's why well, I don't want to actually say this because I don't know if this is the reason, but it's rumored that when John Mulaney was doing rehab and stuff like that, he took the job at Seth Meyers to be the head writer there to have like some form of structure in his life to be able to like not think about doing cocaine, I think was what he did, right?
Yeah.
Or drinking.
Yeah.
But to get off that very depressing topic, I want to go back to something that Sage said before because I'm actually very curious about your guys' answers about this. But is there something that like a video game or like a movie or like multiple TV shows or like whatever that you go back to every single year without fail?
Yeah, I guess my answer would be what I said before, which is Blues Brothers and Juno, just because Blues Brothers is my favorite movie of all time.
Mhm.
I laugh at it always.
It's a fantastic movie.
I
I
just
love that movie.
love
It's a
that
great movie.
movie.
I have a
love
poster
I
for
love
it
the
in my room.
Yeah, I love the soundtrack. Like
It's great.
that was the only good part of the non-existent movie that came after it.
Yeah, it doesn't have a sequel.
I didn't see
It
it.
doesn't have a
But
sequel.
hey, even though there's no movie to it, the soundtrack really good.
Yeah, it's crazy how they just kind of like
Released
reconvened
the
for an
soundtrack,
album
yeah.
like 20 years later.
weird.
And there wasn't a film accompanying
Yeah.
it. It's so weird.
Yeah, but love Blues Brothers. I watch that shit
Yeah.
every year.
Phenomenal movie.
And Juno, just because like I don't know, the emotions hit me every time, and I'm like, wow, this movie. I love Elliot Page.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
how it
is-
works for
El-
past
Elliot.
tense.
That is his
Okay,
name,
all right.
yes.
Elliot Page. I didn't want to mess that up.
No,
You're
yeah,
fine.
you're good.
But
You're all good.
yeah, and I love Elliot Page. Like I used to watch every movie that he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in some fantastic.
That's why I
movies
also
in, like,
really
that whole,
enjoy
like, 2006, 2009 era.
because I
What
love
is
his
it,
Kitty
Inception?
Pride.
He was in Inception.
Yes.
Yeah. Completely
Also-
forgot about it. I gotta rewatch that movie. That's been a long time since
Inception's
Inception.
such a
So
joy.
you got one?
Phenomenal movie too.
I
Yeah,
feel
do you
like I
have like one?
have like
You
a
definitely
li-
have a couple.
I definitely
But you
have
mentioned
a
before like
couple that-
Avatar, right?
Like I'll go on
Yeah.
like I have a couple of things that I do on rotation
Mhm.
so that it doesn't get stale for me, especially if I'm using it purely as background noise.
Mhm.
Like I'll do Force Awakens, I'll do Avengers Endgame, Avatar, Code Geass, Yu-Gi-Oh! I do a lot as background noise because it's just so mind-numbing to actually watch.
Yeah.
Things
I mean,
like
you
that.
can only
Pokemon,
animate like them playing cards
Right.
and monsters attacking in so many ways. You know? It's
Pokemon
like-
I'll do as a rewatch quite often. Things like that.
is this like an every year thing though? Like without like?
Oh, without fail.
Every year?
And I don't really intend to do it. It's just things that if I know I have like a lot of work to get to and I
Mhm.
need the noise in the background,
Totally.
it's just the things I gravitate to. So it happens to be every single year that I rewatch a lot of
Yeah, because I feel like
shit.
most people would pick something that they absolutely love.
Yeah.
Correct. Like you wouldn't rewatch something that you hated every year.
Right,
You know what I
no,
mean? So it's
because
like,
then I'd be torturing myself.
exactly.
It's funny because my dad, he'll actively find movies that he hates to watch, which he ends up watching a lot, but only to fall asleep to.
Why?
That's
I
fair.
feel like that would
No,
keep
because
me
you know what,
awake.
That's honestly fair
Because
because
I
I
he
would
does
be
not give a
mad.
shit about the movie. He knows it's bad. He just needs the noise, so he puts on a really awful movie
I
that puts him to
honestly-
sleep.
Really
That's fair.
smart.
No,
because
I
I do
feel
that
like-
too. I do that because instead of taking melatonin, I watch Tron.
I feel
The
like
first
I
Tron,
would be
the
getting
80s Tron.
upset.
Okay.
I hate that movie.
I feel like I would be too actively thinking about why I dislike this movie so much, and I would work myself up back to full awakeness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would get that way too.
I get.
I
you
can't
know,
do it.
I get
I'll
that.
come upstairs and it'll just be like the most random movie, like, or it'll be like the new Wonder Woman, or it'll be like just there's like he has a list of movies that he just goes back to and just rotates.
that he just can't stand.
That's
yeah,
really
that he
funny.
just can't stand, and it's some of them. It's funny because like some of them I'm like, hey, I like that movie, and he's like, it's just
I
bad.
like that movie.
What about you, Kat? Do you have something that you go back to every year?
I'm trying to think of it.
You watch Nightmare Before Christmas pretty often.
Yeah, but that's not like a once a year thing. That's like a once a week.
That's fair.
That's like
fair.
a lot. So I'm trying to think of like what's something specifically that I make sure to like go back to, because like that I feel like is like too much that it doesn't really like count. I listen to a lot of musicals, and like some of them I'll go back to like once a year, so I feel like that could count. Like Beetlejuice, what else? Heathers.
Is it Beetlejuice musical?
Yeah. Came out 2 years ago?
Oh, maybe a little
Recently?
I'm
longer.
not sure.
3?
3 or
2
4.
or 3?
I don't know. I
didn't
saw it.
even
It
realize
was
there was one.
phenomenal. Yeah, it was really, really good.
Do they do Deo?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sadly, it closed because they were not making enough money, so they got rid of their contract. But like they made just enough money like right at the end, but the contract was already signed for the next show. So, RIP.
That sucks.
I thought they were
No,
going to
that's
go on
Hamilton.
tour.
They might be doing that, but like I was just talking about like their main stage that they
Oh,
have. I just don't
okay.
know how they're gonna do it, just because their stage like is so specific that I know that they were having a lot of trouble trying to figure out where to go because of all those pieces.
Like
So.
they're too big for other
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
area. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They have a really big backstage. I don't know where they were having it.
I don't remember where it was, and I think they might have been
Right.
really tall.
Oh,
I always
I
forget you guys
think-
were in stage.
but I feel like they must
did
have
AV.
had
Yeah, right.
That was cool.
Oh.
did
the
I.
tall
I
structures have
was
to be things
cool.
that
I was the
essentially
AV
clip
kid.
together.
Yes, you think
that make
AV
I'm not.
kids are
Yeah,
cool.
no, I know what you're saying. I'm not exactly
We were pretty
sure of
cool- we
it.
were
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
read it.
Did you do
Like
AV?
for
Yeah.
Book of Mormon,
Oh,
they
hell yeah.
had a really big
brother.
stage for the
I
original
didn't
production.
do any actually,
Yeah.
And
like,
then when they went on
after-curricular
tour, they kind of had to
I
scale
went
things
home
down.
and
to
played
fit
video
on
games.
a wider
his
variety
entire,
of
Yeah,
smaller
his
so-
stages.
entire
I'm
school,
I'm not sure
his
what they're
entire
doing. My
school
mom was telling
involved
me
in the
about it.
musical,
So like the
and did,
information I
like,
have isn't like the
except
full
for him, he
thing
refused.
because I've actually seen
I
it
didn't like
twice,
my
and then
school.
after that,
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
I was
no,
talking
I don't
about-
want to be a part of this.
well then COVID hit and everything like that. But
Right.
seeing it again, and she was like, well, they lost their contract, and so
Oh,
she was
rip.
telling me about it.
So Anthony, what's your once a year thing?
Wow.
No.
Going right into
it's,
it.
No, it's fine. I mean, like you got just what? So like, are you just talking in terms of like stage dynamic? Why they couldn't do it? Like, are
No,
you,
no,
what
no.
are
Well,
you-
they lost the contract for the place no matter what. But then it's about going to a different place because of like their set.
Like if
pieces.
they wanted to go to a different playhouse.
Would they have
Gotcha.
to like make the set pieces again and like to?
I,
or would it
thi-
just
I
not
think
work?
it was something like that. My mom was telling me about
Okay.
It
it.
would probably be a more of a budget thing to scale
And
down.
exactly that, and that they're worried that they won't make enough money because they were making it right at the end, but they were doing like some deals like for people to
Yeah.
go,
Right.
and that's how they ended up making enough
the-
money that they would have
They
been
have
able
to
to
get
keep the
their
contract, but it was
investment
too
back.
late.
Is
Yeah.
really what it boils down to.
So, but I'm not sure if they're going on tour.
I've only ever been to one play.
Which one?
a play
Lion
or a
King.
musical? That's a musical.
There's
Something
difference.
on a stage.
I've never been to Lion King. To Lion King.
Oh,
I've
you
seen
really
The
should.
Lion King.
Yeah, it's-
I
it's
went
a
when
good
I was
show.
like 9.
I feel
don't
like that's
really
the
remember
thing
it.
to take kids to if you're going to the
I
city.
saw
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phantom.
Yeah, I saw
Aladdin.
Phantom too. Sat right under the chandelier.
I saw
That's it.
Aladdin.
I saw
Saw
Aladdin.
Wicked.
I've seen a bunch.
I didn't see Aladdin.
I saw it on Broadway. I figured that all was like kind of the same, like Broadway stuff. I was like, I don't know. Just my brain was
Just
like, it's a
Lion
play.
King?
No. Just like in terms of like, it just in my
you
brain
assume
plays
Lion
it.
King equals all
No,
other
no,
musicals
no,
and plays?
No, I mean like just
They
that,
are
like
all
my
Lion
brain
Yeah,
was
you
like-
didn't know how the many connections between Lion King and Death of a Salesman? Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
no, I just meant like I don't know. My brain was like, all right, so
Like
like
production
it,
quality?
Yeah, it's just all like that. The base word was a play.
I
didn't
actually have to
realize that there's a
say-
distinction
Certainly
between.
not.
I thought it
No,
was like
Lion King's
play
actually really
and
up
then
there.
splits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Lion King was fun.
No, but I mean like in my brain, I thought it was just like everything's a play, and then there's the split offs like
No.
musical, like whatever.
No.
But they're all plays. I just thought everything
No,
on a
it's just
stage
like
is a play.
theater. Like I
No.
guess would be the
Theater
umbrella
would
term
be
would
the
be like
general
theater.
term.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought everything on a stage was like a play.
No.
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 Okay.
What about you,
Actively
Colin?
wrong.
What about everything? Do you have something or multiple things that you go back to once a year?
Yeah, so like I said before, Devil's a part timer. I was watching once a year, but I kind of phased out of that because I needed a break because it's only like 12 episodes and it's just not enough time. So I'm waiting a couple of years for that.
Can you explain to me what is this magic of this show to you? Because I
Oh, yeah,
liked
you didn't
it.
like it.
No. I liked it. It just isn't of the extent that Colin feels for this. So like
I also love this show.
I'm genuinely curious, like what it is. I
Um,
thought it
Seen
was
it.
good, but
It's
not
it's
to
just
like
the it's just the
extent that
brand
they
of
are.
humor I really like. It's just like the literal devil having to work at McDonald's and having to deal with the
Excuse you,
struggles
McRonald's.
at McDonald's.
With
Kentucky Fried Chicken across the street. Who's gonna be here for the Christmas rush? Kentucky Fried Chicken. Okay, so I don't know. I just
I'm gonna
really liked.
scream.
I just
dude,
really
all
liked
anime.
the brand of
You just the random things that they call McDonald's.
That is so funny.
McDonald's with the upside with just a W instead of the arches.
No W in McDonald's whatsoever.
No.
It's just like every anime has a different name for it.
I
Yeah.
love that so much.
I just really like the humor of it. It really tickles me. The other one is I read Scott Pilgrim every single year.
Ooh, hell yeah.
I got the full color box set
Nice.
Ooh,
recently.
nice.
Was very disappointed
Very
by
cool.
the box, but was very happy.
Remember you
Wait, what's
complaining
wrong with
about
the
that
box?
Sucked.
It had a whole different box on the image when I pre-ordered it from when I got it, and I was and
Oh,
it was
no.
a,
I remember you being like you
It was
you
very
went up
bad.
to me and you were like, so you remember that box set I bought? And I was like, yeah. Oh, it finally came. And I was like, cool, like awesome. Let me go see. And you were like, no, the box is lame. And I was like, oh,
Tragedy.
that sucks. And you're like, yeah, I'm bummed.
yeah. The
Aw.
box set for the black and white was really nice, and I didn't have that because I bought each individually. And then I was like, yeah, the box set for the full color is gonna be great. It was awful.
It
The
was
books-
bad.
Yeah, it was just not good. And
No.
the books themselves were fine. I had like minor complaints, but like again, it was fine. It was in color.
Do you almost
it was
wish
very
that
nice.
you didn't get it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wish I bought the individual full color hardcovers.
Oh.
Oh, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
How, other than me and you, who else has been to an anime convention? Have you ever gone?
Yeah, I went to Comic Con and I guess RTX doesn't count, but so I went to Comic Con.
I've just been to Indie PopCon, which is pop culture, and then I've been to PAX East. I've been to both of them multiple times, but PAX East is like more video games.
Right.
I've never been to a con.
No,
You should go to a con.
I want to go to Comic-Con at one point, but
Oh, it's worth it.
Oh,
I'm sure it is.
Comic-Con's a trip.
Every
Yeah, I've never been to a con.
every con is a trip.
Comic-Con
They're-
especially, though.
They're all.
yeah, so I feel like some of the real dregs of humanity attend.
Oh,
There's,
you
they're there,
100%.
but like
There's
most
the
people are just like you.
non-showers, there's
Most
the-
people are like
Sure is.
super chill, like just want to
Yeah,
like
I
geek
just
out
want to
with
be there
you
to
and
like
like have
see
fun
everything,
and
you know,
like
kinda
Also, the
just
fact
hang
that
out.
you willingly go somewhere that everyone's like, post-con flu, like
Oh.
just a thing that willingly everyone goes to. That everyone's like, yep, it's just a thing that happened.
Well, I mean,
I've
think
never
about it,
gotten
right?
sick.
It's like a bunch of people condensed into one space. There's
Yeah.
bound to be like something.
Right.
It's
Like,
it's mostly like people who do autographs and stuff who have to worry about that because they're
Yeah.
like touching and like shaking hands with people
yeah, exactly.
who they
So
meet.
it's,
I
hand
think
sandy after every autograph.
the thing about that is like it reminds me a lot of, like when I go to card stores because I like to play TCGs. 90% of the people there, perfectly normal people, maybe a little socially awkward, but like perfectly normal. That of that last 10%, like 6%, just socially awkward but very kind-hearted. And then there's about 4% that we don't need
Fedora
to.
wearers.
Yeah, let's say that.
The
let's
milady
say,
people.
I
Let's
feel
say the
like
milady
at
people.
conventions,
Can't do it.
you have the people like again, 90% of people, everyone is so chill, like just here
It's
to have
just
a good
It's
really-
just
yeah.
nerds in their natural
Yeah, like it's
habitats
just
having
really
a
nice
nice
to
time.
be at a convention where you have like you're all gathered with
Common ground.
Yeah, and that's just nice because normally I don't talk to strangers, but like I talk to people at conventions because it's just so nice to talk to people like about what you like, because I feel like on the daily, I mean, we have each other and everything, but like even with having each other, we probably each have like a
very different
niche.
tastes.
exactly.
Yeah.
And but you
I'm on an
will,
anime podcast and I've barely watched anime, so that's that.
You'll get there.
I'll get there.
I feel like, I feel like especially
we'll corrupt you.
I feel like with cons
And
though,
I'm like
like
newer with it anyways in the
Okay.
past like year and a half.
You're a full weeb at this point, though.
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But I feel like with cons, I feel like because I used to go to RTX, I went almost 5 years in a row. Because I went from 15 to 19, I think. Yeah, I think that was the last one I went to, and like I feel like that made me realize, like, you know what, the panels aren't necessarily something I really care about. Like, you go to the panels, like
I love panels.
I don't do panels as much either.
Maybe it was because I kept going to the same con, like, so the panels were the
I mean,
same but
people.
updated. Yeah,
I
but
mean,
like,
I didn't do 5 years, but I've done like 3 years at like both conventions, and
like, I don't know, like the first year I was like, I need to go to these panels, like, cool, and like first of all, a lot of times once, like, especially once it gets to the Q&As, I'm out, because A, they're usually pretty awkward, and B, everyone asks the same question.
Yeah,
That reminds
me-
Q&As suck.
But
I
like,
hate
so,
Q&As.
but like sometimes I'll just like go in for a little bit, listen to what they have to say, but I feel like I usually end up enjoying myself more the more time I spend on the floor than in the actual like panels.
but don't you think that you have enough time to do both?
I mean, yeah, but like I don't know, just from that at least that specific con experience, because I've only been to Comic-Con once, and it was like when I was a senior in high school. That like I just ended up enjoying myself more on the floor going around finding
Yeah.
stuff than I did going to the panels.
I feel like no matter how many times I circle the floor, no matter when the convention's over, I'll always be like, there was definitely something I didn't do. There's definitely
Oh,
something
there's
I
always
didn't
gonna
have.
be
Yeah.
something.
No, but even if I circle it and I literally look at pamphlets, like I look to make sure they're like what I want to do, because that is shit that I like plan out. Like, of course, there is like random times that I'm just wandering, but like for the most part, I do try and plan, and so I can get the most out of it. But no matter what, my brain is like, nope, you missed it. You missed the best thing. I don't know what it was, but you sure did miss it.
So I used to plan for RTX because, like I said, I used to want to go to the panels. So like the first 2 years, 3 years, I was like, cool, I want to find like the panels, and the panel list always got shorter and shorter each year because I was like, you know what, I don't know, like I stopped going to the achievement
yeah,
hunter
if it's
panel
like-
because I was like, it's they're gonna play a game, they're gonna answer some questions, it's the same
If
thing.
it's the same thing, then that makes sense. I feel like the panels I went to, they were never the same. Unless I was there to see a creator, then it was
Right.
the same, but I still wanted to see them, that I didn't mind that it was like
so
the same thing.
I did find the more times I went, the more niche panels I went to. Like I think the 4th or 5th year they had a panel that was just the editors of like Rooster Teeth, and I was
Okay.
like, you know what, I'm into that. I want to hear what they have to say about editing
was
stuff.
Larry on there?
Was he there yet?
I like. I really like
I
Larry.
don't
from
know
Rooster
if he
Teeth.
was there,
I like Larry.
but yeah, like it was just like editors of it, or like the production crew of it and stuff like that. So it ended up being more of like making the thing work that I was more interested in than the actual people.
But
I was
that's
like,
also
because it was
because
also really
you-
small panels.
You also have one, a personal interest in Rooster Teeth, and two, a personal interest in editing. So like it's like
Yeah.
the best of
Yeah,
both
it makes
worlds.
sense.
Right, but like I don't know. It was just it got to a point like the 4th and 5th year where I was like, yeah, I don't really.
Yeah,
need
but then
Q&A
also like
panels.
those Q&As can get like awkward quick. Because,
Like I said, I
Yeah,
dip
I
at
don't-
I
yeah.
dip at Q&As.
That's just
like,
crazy.
I just especially I can't even watch Q&As on like YouTube. It just like it makes me cringe
It's
so
always like,
hard.
what was your favorite part? Of
Yeah.
Wait,
The
Colin.
only
No,
time
it
I watch
could- it could be
Q&As
worse.
is like
Are you
clips.
guys friends in real life? Like,
Colin,
I'm like,
do
I want to
you-
kill myself. Like,
Do
this
you
is the worst.
remember at Anime Next one year? It's like Colin and I, when we used to go to conventions together pre-COVID, we very rarely went to panels.
Yeah.
But I have this very distinct memory. We went to a panel because we were like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. Like, let's go to this panel. The room was like fairly full, and we were in the back.
Mhm.
And it got to the Q&A section, and these people started asking some of the most like uncomfortable,
Which
horrible. I feel like this was 2017.
was this like the voice actor panel? Because I remember there was a time I went. It was at Anime Next, and it was the voice actor for Emmy from Devil's a Part-Timer. And she was answering questions, and this one kid was just like, I don't know, 16 or 17, and he was just like, yeah, so first I just want to say, Emmy, you're just like really cute, and also
I
and
think it
right,
was
right,
that
like
one.
right there I just cringed with my entire body as he asks her how he can become a voice actor. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I think it was
Oh,
that
no.
one, and both of
But like
you and
that's
I
kind
both
of
got
wholesome.
no,
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 it
no,
was-
it
I
was
understand.
uncomfortable.
No. I understand the cringe. I feel it too. I wasn't there. I feel it. Like I know.
My heart just
But-
sank.
Yeah.
But like, they just want to get into that, and they're
yeah,
young.
but like
and, like,
everybody who does that is just like just be a voice, just start voice acting. Just
Yeah, that's the
get
same
a microphone
answer.
and go on the internet and look for jobs.
And like
Colin
Look
and
for-
I got
look
so
for auditions.
uncomfortable during that panel. We were literally all the way in the back of the room, so
did
we
we
were
dip?
like, let's just.
I literally I
Sneak
always
outta
dip.
here.
Yeah.
I was
always
like
dip.
Emmy from Devil's a Part-Timer talking about being a voice actor. This is gonna be a very interesting thing. I'm always interested to hear about the voice actor's job because I love anime. And then it was just like, all right, I'm just gonna dip out.
Like the only time I watch anything that has to do with Q&As is like a clip of something that's like young young child asks adorable question, and it's like, you know, this little girl walks up and they're like, oh, how old are you? And it's like, I'm 8 or I'm 4 or whatever.
Right.
And then they're like, so I just want to know, like a supernatural thing. It's like, is Castiel okay? Like from something that happened in the season. And then they're like, yeah, he's okay, like, like, you know, and like they go over and like they'll have like the actor be like, yeah, like I'm right here, like I'm okay, like, and you know,
Aw.
that stuff, like I'll watch that stuff.
That's
Or
I
like,
will never. I personally don't dip during the Q&A, not because I don't want to be there, but because out of sheer awkwardness, I don't want people to look at me when
Oh.
I
Oh,
stand
yeah, when you
up
get up and
to
walk out of the
walk
room.
away.
I get up and I
Comedy-
leave.
Absolutely no,
no,
shame. If
no.
we're standing in
No.
the front,
No,
we'll
I usually
slowly make
I
our
usually
way to
straight
the
up.
back.
no, I
like
can't.
if like going to the
So-
bathroom at church.
I have zero
Yeah,
like,
shame.
you know,
no,
just get up and
literally.
everyone's like,
So exactly,
I'll
like,
literally
so,
be like,
The
Colin,
Lord
Colin,
filled
we
my
need to
bladder.
go.
the
You
Lord
can't
told me
blame me.
I gotta go.
Even
That
if-
wine was strong, man. Like,
even if I'm cringing, even if I don't want to be there, even if I'm bored, even if I'm fucking falling asleep, like I will not get up
Oh,
because
man.
I
Oh,
don't
no.
want people to.
I fell
absolutely
asleep at a
ruder to
panel
fall
once,
asleep during
and
the
it was
Q&A than
really
it is to
small.
leave.
There was like 5
Nobody,
people
but,
there.
Like,
Wait,
nobody's
was that the
noticing
How
you
to
fall
Build a
asleep,
Gundam
you know what I
one?
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
No.
nobody's
it's like
noticing
it- no, they're not,
Um,
because they're paying attention to the pedal. You
Yeah.
fucking stand up. They see that shit. And so I don't
good. If anyone stares at me, I'll stare at them.
What of it? I'm leaving.
No.
Assert your
Standing there
dominance.
cross-eyed.
Yeah, he did it again today.
I did it.
No, it was
My
a
hands
con
were just
I
in my
went to
pocket.
with my college, and it was like a room where they were doing a speedrun of Super Mario RPG, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, I can sit down for a little bit, and this is interesting to watch. I like speedruns, and I was watching it. I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep for like 30 minutes, and I'm just sitting there
I
like,
will miss nothing.
Especially
I
because
nodded back.
you're
I was
just,
like, okay, let's
you're
go.
just so fucking tired at cons too. Like,
Oh, I
Yeah.
get home and I
Especially
die.
when you're walking
around
Yeah.
a whole lot.
The
So,
last
like,
day is the
that's the
worst because
thing.
you're just
Colin and I are like,
walking
okay, so
dead.
we're going to this convention. during this amount of time, right? And we're like, okay, here's the things we need to stock up on. For Colin, Monster Energy drinks. Me, all the coffee, because Colin doesn't drink coffee. And it's like, here's like the most convenient food we can eat because we're horrible and we don't care about our bodies. And then here's some slightly nicer food we can eat like
We'll get dinner at a restaurant
once.
Right.
once.
That's
And
fair.
then we will
That-
get
that-
drunk
I
and go
wouldn't
to
have
a
it
rave.
any other
And
way.
then we get drunk and we're like, all right, let's go to the rave. We get to the rave, 30 minutes goes by, let's go home.
Let's go home. I love the raves though because I go for water for 5 minutes and before I go.
Wait, they have
I-
raves at Comic-Con?
Yes.
Yeah, they have
No,
raves.
not
They
at
are
Comic-Con.
the
Not in
nerdiest
Comic-Con,
thing,
but
most
like
nerdiest
anime
thing ever.
conventions
And
they'll
it's-
have them.
Can I talk about
I
some
stumbled
bullshit?
into a rave once.
Oh, really?
Some bullshit
Yeah.
with an anime with Anime Next rave. The first one we went to, they had a bunch of anime music and it was like rave style
remember you
anime
telling me
music.
about
And it was
this.
really good and I really liked it. And then every year since it's just normal regular.
Right, like
Rave
rave
music.
Yeah,
music.
it depends on who the DJ is, because well, obviously I haven't been to those conventions, but at Indie PopCon, one of the years, like they had one of the DJs that was doing video game mixes, and
Yeah.
like
That's
that
fun.
was
No,
that
see,
was
that's,
Oh,
that's what I
was
like.
it
Like,
DJ
I'm not saying
Cutman?
do only
No.
that.
Oh.
It's a little-
I know who you're
DJ
talking about.
Shy Guy,
Hmm.
I want to say.
I don't know. Oh, so
Um,
I do have something that I learned to just never ask any or say anything about anyone's like personal life. I guess after RTX. I hate this. I hate
What?
this story so
Oh.
much.
Wait,
What?
can I just ask a question? How does one learn
How does one
to
put
not
their
ask
foot
about
Oh
in
personal
their
yeah,
mouth?
life?
yeah, okay.
Opposed
so,
to just no
so
if it's a stranger.
no. It wasn't. It that made like it sounded worse, but like you'll understand.
No, you'll understand. It was
Okay, so
innocent.
I don't even remember the RTX it was, but I was standing in line and it was at RTX and like one of the like girls was walking by.
It was the
right?
voice actor for Blake.
Yeah, I just wasn't being
Yeah.
specific because I didn't want to. But yeah, sure. The
Come
voice actor for Blake
Do you
at
want-
the time was
Embarrass yourself.
at the
Embarrass
time.
yourself.
At the time, like everybody knew that she was dating another person from the company,
Right.
and
Mike.
and so like
I don't like where
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
this is
going.
how-
Oh,
yeah,
Michael.
So,
Why?
you know, like everything like that they had, put out or whatever. It was like, it was like really cute, whatever. And it was like, all right, cool. So then like I, took a picture with her, said hi, and I was like, by the way, like I think you and X person are like a really cute couple. or
Did they
whatever.
break up?
After the con, they put out a thing that they broke up before the con, and they didn't want to say it until afterwards. And I was like, cool, I'm just gonna go kill myself. And I was like, I will
Oh, God.
ever talk to anyone ever again about this.
You were like, bye, I can never come here again. I can never show
No,
my
maybe at the
face here
con. Maybe
again."
at the con they were
She-
like, you
What
know,
was the reply?
Oh, she was like, oh yeah, thank you, like whatever.
She just
you
goes
said
to the
you said it
bathroom
was,
and
like,
cries.
slightly
like, they
awkward.
just drowns. Before maybe during the con they were like, we have our differences, but maybe we can work it out. And then Mike goes up and this fucking chooch goes up to him and he's just like, I think you're a really cute couple. Just fucking break up immediately. Oh my god.
But like, yeah, because I remember being like, all right, cool, and didn't think of anything of it. Just something that you say, and then you're like, all right, cool, moving on.
Especially because
Oh,
she
does this
seemed
bother you?
normal, like about
Right.
it.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So like, didn't think about it. It was like, all right, cool, moving on with my life. And then scrolling through Twitter like 2 days later, and there's just like one of those like paragraphs. And,
It's like
this-
the notes
picture
app,
of it.
yeah.
And I was
The
like-
dread
always
paragraph.
the
Oh,
nose
yeah,
app.
yeah, the dread paragraph.
And I was like, oh, I wonder what this is. Clicked on it, was like, hi, yeah, we broke up. I was like,
The dread
cool,
paragraph.
I'm gonna
was getting
throw
canceled.
myself out a window.
You're getting in trouble. Give
I
it
know.
to me.
I have to go to the principal's office now.
Give it to me.
That's the worst. Straight up the worst.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw myself out a window, and I was like, cool,
Yeah.
I will never bring anything up like that ever again.
Yeah, that's
I'll
rough.
just be like, cool, thanks, I like your work. Moving on with my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I,
Yeah.
look, that's what I
I
did
can
when I
never
met-
look at you again.
Because I remember I ran into Meg Turney. This is not an awkward story. I remember I ran into Meg Turney like outside of one of the
What a goddess.
conventions.
Yeah.
Like walked outside of the like doors from the main room or whatever, and then she was just like kind of chilling, and I was like, hey, and she was like, oh, hi, how you doing? And we just like kind of talked for a little bit, and I was like, I figured you'd be like swarmed by people or something, and she's like, yeah, I give it like 2 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, do you think I could like get a picture? And she's like, oh yeah, sure.
Who's
Take a
this?
picture, Meg Turney.
I don't know who that is. Who is that? What does she do?
I'll show you later.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll show you later. Don't worry
She's
about it.
Oh,
a
say-
goddess
say
of
Chaz
the
the
internet
pics.
extraordinaire.
Yeah, we'll show
Um,
you.
And so like just talk to her and like just kind of small talk, and then like all of a sudden you just hear like footsteps, and I look down the hallway, and there's just like people
The
running.
horde,
and
yeah. Oh no.
people running, and she was like, "Oh, there they are." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well,
So
bye."
you're having a fun time at the con?
I was just like, "Okay, well, bye." And she was like, "Yeah, thanks." Like, and I walked away, and then there's all the people swarmed her, and I was like, "All right, cool." I was just fucking-
Out of here.
I was like, "All right, cool." That was horrifying.
Good times.
I'm too afraid to meet like famous people. Like if I was to go to a con, like I'd kind of like want to avoid them.
I only felt that.
I don't know. Like I'm too
And
afraid.
I've met a
it was with
couple.
Ray.
The one time I ever
With Ray.
met like
Ray
somebody
is
who I
the
idolized.
nicest.
He is, but who's the one person that was like, "Hi."
That's a really funny story. The very first Comic-Con I ever went to, Rooster Teeth had their table and like nobody was ever there, so it was like weird because this was the one year that I went that wasn't swarmed,
Right.
and it was Matt Holm, Kathleen, who plays Tex in
Yeah.
Red vs. Blue, and then Ray. Eamon, our friend, loves Ray. He was too nervous to talk to him while we were getting stuff signed,
That's
so we
me.
walked away. And he was like, "I gotta go back." And Ray's wearing his tuxedo mask cosplay, and Eamon walks up to him. And he's like, "I need to meet the man behind the mask." And Ray had the nicest conversation with him. Tries to sign his phone with a Sharpie, is like struggling, so it's like beaded out line. And he's like, "No, it's like a cool design. It's like really cool, right, man?" And he was just the nicest fucking person.
Yeah, no. When I ran into him, like it was a quick little thing because it was one of those like, he just opened up his like little shop because he was already
Yeah.
at his own thing. He was a streamer at that point. Because you needed like a ticket or whatever to get to him, and then like the last day he was like, "Yeah, I'll just open it up for a while." But it was like a short line. I just happened to walk into it, and like literally I was like, I happened to end up in the line without realizing I was even in it.
You're just like, oh, cool, a line.
No, no,
Stand-
yeah.
I
know,
know,
like-
let me queue up.
Because like it was near his panel, and I was just like walking by, and like I happened to be like close enough where someone was like, "Oh, you in this?" And I was like, "What's this for?" And they were like, "Oh, to meet Ray." And I was like, "Yes, I am." and so like just met him. It was like a quick little thing, but he was really
Okay,
chill.
wait. I have like
Wait.
an embarrassing thing. Go.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
I was just gonna say. I think the only time I ever like, even I guess saw, because I didn't meet this person, but like saw someone who was famous, is also the only time I was like really like starstruck, I guess you could say, is because I was at Comic-Con. I had to have been like 14 or 15 years old at the time. And I'm at Comic-Con, and me being the absolute lizard brain I was at the time and still am, I didn't know that Stan Lee was also at Comic-Con the day I was there.
Yeah.
You met Stanley.
He used to go there a lot.
And
He would just
um,
walk the floor. He would disappear and walk the floor.
And
What a
so
king.
I'm literally completely oblivious, just walking around the showroom floor, just looking at things to buy with my like, $20 my parents gave me. Because I was like 14 at the time. And I see this ginormous line of people, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. I wonder why all these people are just standing in line. I literally turn around. There's Stan Lee signing people's bullshit, and then like 4 security guards just like surrounding him. And I'm like, and I like poked my friend who I was with at the time, and I was like, "Do you know that's Stan Lee?" And she's like, "Everyone knows that's Stan Lee." And I literally was so shook that I like could not wrap my brain around it. I'm like, he's an actual human that exists?
Did you go the year Gerard Way was there?
I didn't.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I remember like being like, "Ooh, I gotta get online and get a fucking autograph," just because you guys loved him so much.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there.
I
But
ran
it
I ran
was-
into Jensen Ackles at a bar.
Who's that?
Really?
Yeah, Dean from Supernatural.
Oh,
Oh, I never watched that.
Good show.
So there was like
Is
at
there
our,
like 20 seasons?
the
It-
first
honestly-
6 seasons I watched really liked them.
first 6 or first 5, I forget, are really good. It goes down a bit in quality and then it goes back up. And I have not watched the last season. Apparently, it's good. But like it's over. Like they're like, yeah, we're done doing this.
After
Gotcha.
20 years.
Yeah. You're not real.
Sorry.
But yeah. So anyway, they have like there's like an after party after RTX at this place's name that I am forgetting. But it's at like this bar that like it's a famous bar on 6th Street, and
Texas.
yeah, in Austin, and yeah, like I guess him and like Jared, Sam like go there sometimes and they just play pool.
Kings.
And like he
Kings.
walked in and he was like, why are there so many people here? and like he like walked up to I guess like I don't know one of his friends or a guard or whatever, I don't know. And he was like, oh, apparently like there's some kind of party thing going on for like a convention that was just being held. And he was like, oh, all right, well I guess I'll come back like another time. And like I happened to be like standing near him, and he saw me look over and be like, and he was like, what's up?
Why are you looking at me? What's up?
and I was like, hi, I think I know you. And he's like, and he like did the look, like the smolder thing. I was like, yeah, you're him. And he was like, yeah, you want a picture or something? Like, I'm about to leave, but if you want a picture, I was like, sure. So I walked over, got a picture with him. It's on my phone, and he was like, cool, like, have a
Are
good
you going
day.
to
What a
insert
king,
this
honestly.
picture?
What a nice
Yeah,
guy.
he seems like a nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he just was like, all right, cool, bye. And I was like, all right, bye, have a good day.
Yeah. No, I'm at the Midnight once,
Ooh.
which kind of they're one of my favorite bands. If you guys don't know,
Yeah, we're
them
gonna
and
see
them
that
and the
concert.
Smiths are my two favorite bands.
We're gonna go to that concert.
We are gonna go to that concert, and I'm gonna cry in the crowd, like I did the last time and the time before that. But usually after their shows, they usually stay and like hang out and meet people. I don't know if they're gonna do that now because they're like kind of like bigger. But like when I first saw them, they were playing at a small venue in Brooklyn, and then when I saw them again, they played at Brooklyn Steel. But I met so like the lead. Oh, sorry. So like the lead singer Tyler is like, you ever just like relate to someone like through their lyrics? Like I'm sure like you've listened to like
Same
something.
wavelength kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's just like I know this person like through their writing, right? So I'm like I feel that way with Tyler and like and like the Midnight's lyrics like at a point in my life I was just like, yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I was
You're like,
yeah,
like
you,
every
I was
emo
like-
kid with MCR.
for sure. Yeah, again, me.
They are speaking to me.
Yep.
Yeah, 100 billion%. So like after the show, like there was like at Brooklyn Steel, there's like a bar like right in the middle outside once you walk out like the main doors to like the stage. So like we were going there for like some drinks, like me and my best friend at the time, or my best friend. Not at the time, he's still my best friend. But we were going to get drinks after the show, and you know the girl who sings on Jason, Nikki Flores.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was there, and I went up to her and I was like, "Hi, Nikki. Like I loved your performance. Like thanks for showing up tonight. Do you mind if I get a picture?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course." So like she took a picture with me, and like she was really cool. And then like I'm at the bar, and Tyler comes up next to me, and I'm just like. I'm like, what do I say? I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I can't do this. Like, I'm like, bartender, give me a glass to break over my head so I can die, like right now. So I like turn and I'm like,
Ooh.
Tyler, and he's like, oh hey man, what's up? Like, and it's like nice Southern accent. I'm like, hey Tyler. And he's like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, oh man, you know. Ooh, I'm like, oh man, I really love the show. Thank you. You guys are great. And then I was like, your lyrics really like.
Oh my god.
I was so fucking embarrassed.
You are the kid. That
I
just,
was
like,
so embarrassed. No,
how
I didn't
do
say.
I become a voice actor?
No, I didn't say.
Wait, can I
I
tell you
didn't
what this
say
makes
shit
me
like.
think of?
No, I didn't say shit like you saved my life. Like I didn't say shit like
Oh,
that.
but that's actually.
Anthony.
I think that's sweet.
Do you?
That's
Because I
nice.
cringe like
I
shit every time I hear that.
Anthony,
I-
I don't know
I don't
why,
know.
but this just makes me think of that episode of Drake and Josh where
Josh
Josh
wants to meet
finally
Oprah.
meets Oprah and he runs her
hits
over
her
with
with
a
a
scooter.
Yeah, I did not hit Tyler with a scooter.
Also, it was a car.
No,
Or
it was a scooter.
It was a
no,
car.
It was a
No,
car.
it was
He
a car.
hits her with a
Yeah,
car.
yeah, car.
Doesn't Drake
He's
get
like, I
him
hit
a
Oprah.
scooter for his birthday?
No,
and
he
he
hits
runs
her
her
with a
over
car.
with
No.
the scooter?
No,
Car.
he gets him tickets
Straight
to
up
meet
on a
Oprah for
car.
his birthday.
Because then he goes, I ran over Oprah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then Josh Peck put out that tweet a little while ago. He was like, "Just got a new car. Watch out, Oprah."
But yeah, I essentially was just like, your lyrics really mean a lot to me. I mean, like even your
So
solo stuff.
You think that
I
that's
was like-
not the same shit?
It was it was worse. It was objectively worse. So I was like, I really like the way you write, and your solo stuff especially is really nice to me and stuff. And like your songs mean a lot to me.
You're
Thanks.
super handsome.
Yeah, you're super handsome. Can I smell you?
By the way, who are you?
And then he was like, "Oh, thanks so much." And he was like, "No, thanks so much, man. That really means a lot. I really appreciate you coming out." And I was like, "Yeah, I went to the first show too, and you guys were great."
I
too."
hope you
Yeah.
were doing
Yeah.
this the
Yeah,
whole
the
time.
whole
I've
time.
been
As I'm holding my
following
drink
you
in between my
around.
two fingers. As I'm like constantly holding my drink. It was right. So like, no, and I was like, "Yeah, I went to the
This
first
is
show
the
too," and he was
third
like,
show I've
"Oh,"
been
he's like,
following
he's
you.
like, "Oh, that was our third show ever. I'm really glad you came out. Did you meet me then?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "This is my first time meeting you." He was like, "Oh man, it's so nice to meet you." And then I took a picture with him. He like shook my hand and like we took pictures and everything. But like I was so embarrassed for like him and myself at that moment that
As
I
you
was like
should be.
wanted to die.
I'm laughing, but if I ever met a single person from Green Day, I would be 10 times
I
worse.
straight
I feel
up,
like
I
if
would like, I
Colin
would
met-
like,
I wouldn't know what
I
to
was
say.
like
If
babbling.
Colin met someone from Green Day, he literally would just stand there with
Explode.
his mouth open.
If I
I
ever
would.
met any
Like,
member of
no
the Smiths
noise,
besides
I would
Marcy,
just-
no
I would melt.
words.
Like straight up.
You're.
What about the first drummer? Or
Oh,
bassist?
whoever. No, it was the first drummer.
Oh, I was right. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I share a
Would,
birthday
would it
with
be the
Trey
same?
Cool.
Would it be the same structure? Or just be like, oh,
I wouldn't even.
hey.
I wouldn't even know him. Like I know his name. I wouldn't know.
You just see
him
me
by
like, oh,
name.
Yeah.
hey, you were in Green Day. That's like the other people
It
show
would
up.
be
And you're
cool.
Like, shut up.
No,
He just looks at you, he's like-
if Billy, Mike, or Trey walked up to me, or I walked up to them and I saw them, I would just be like,
I think
Th-
Colin might have a
thanks
heart
for the-
attack.
thanks
Has
for
a
the
stroke.
Yeah, he
picture,
might
thanks
have a
for
whole ass
music.
stroke.
Thanks, picture.
Picture
Just-
things.
yeah, pictures
and
of
then,
music.
and then it's
Thanks.
Green
Yeah.
Day calling the ambulance, being like, "Hey, some guy on the
Some kid-
street just had a
Having a
heart
He had
attack.
a heart attack. Yeah, what's going
Can
on
you
here?
help him out?"
You can't form
Hey,
coherences. We
it's-
think
it's-
he's
He
having
wanted me to
stroke,
sign a
but,
vinyl,
like,
but then he just passed out. I don't understand what's going on.
You
Look,
wake
it's-
up in the hospital
Yeah,
and,
it's like,
and
what
you, just,
happened?
you
There-
didn't get to say anything.
There are 6
Oh my God.
people in this world that I would act that way with: the 3 members of Green Day,
He wakes
Dave
up in the
Grohl,
hospital.
and the 2 living members of the Beatles.
Yeah, he wakes up in the hospital and then like he gets his phone back and he finds out that Green Day just took a bunch of pictures. And said,
while he's passed out.
oh, just like God, it's just like yeah.
It's just fucking Mike turning over me like,
He's like,
It's like that meme of the guy. It's like someone's gravestone. The like,
yeah,
Oh, Greg
it's the
Gustin.
dude. It's the dude from
And
the
the guy
Flash
going
with
like
this?
with his own gravestone.
yeah.
All
right,
Yeah,
that's
no, I
funny.
mean, I think it's here. We can go a bit longer because that whole old intro was a little bit of a mess anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I want to tell. I did meet the voice of Vegeta.
Chris Sabat?
Chris Sabat.
Oh,
I
God.
actually got his autograph over there. I was
I was like, I'm
so excited.
okay.
Yeah. No, I was so excited because not only does he voice Vegeta, he voices Yamcha, Piccolo, Zoro,
Like 50
All Might.
characters.
He is the GOAT. I was so just like, oh my God, you're fucking the voice of Vegeta. And I just walked up. I was just like, can you sign this? He's like, yeah. I was like, it's so cool to meet Yamcha. He's like, it's Lord Yamcha. I was like,
oh, is it? Oh, it is.
oh.
I
I was like, yo, it's an honor to meet the GOAT.
Did you
You're
feel
so
like a
fucking
chill
cool.
run down your spine when he said that?
Yeah, I was just like, he was very polite and very cool.
That's
And
cool.
I was
That's
like,
cool.
I love how him and like Nolan North and Troy Baker, like I mean Nolan North and Troy Baker are the ones that said it, but like
Yeah.
where they're like just get paid to do this the exact same voice for everything. It's great.
Yeah.
And so like Chris Sabat's like I do the same
You find,
voice.
yeah, that's
and
the
it's
thing.
Great.
That's
No.
the guy who plays Porky Pig. He's like, you just got to find a niche, and you got to master that niche. And he's like, now I'm never gonna not have a job because
Yeah.
I'm the only one who can do Porky Pig.
What's
And I'm like, you're a king. Like, I get it.
what's the guy who voices Archer and Bob Belcher?
Oh, H. John Benjamin.
H. John Benjamin.
Another
fucking
absolute
Same
hero.
voice.
Love that guy.
It's- isn't it just
the
his
exact-
voice?
No,
It's just his voice.
for every
Same
single
with
thing
the
he
same with the
does.
convenience store clerk and Family Guy. It's just his voice.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, that's him. Yeah.
He just uses. He just talks.
Yeah,
Like, that's all he
like,
does.
It's great, and then Nolan North and Troy Baker also have the thing where they're like, yeah, you ever want to get into voice acting, just wait for one or both of us to die.
Yeah, right.
then you'll have like all of the roles.
Funny.
Also,
really funny story about H. John Benjamin. Did you guys know he released a jazz album?
Yeah.
Have you ever
Like, is it
listened to
good?
that jazz album?
Like, is it good?
No.
Because Jeff Goldblum did a jazz album.
So
and
no,
it's
here's
great.
the thing. Really good.
Here's the thing about H. John Benjamin's jazz album. He's like the whole bit behind this jazz album is like there was like a video rollout for it where he's like, "Hi, I'm H. John Benjamin, and I have absolutely no idea how to play the piano, so I'm just gonna make a jazz album." So on this jazz album, it's just him fucking just
Oh no.
Yeah.
like
Oh,
hitting like
no.
random keys on the thing while like
Is it
per-
meant to be a joke?
It's meant to be a
Oh,
joke,
okay.
yeah.
But like
Okay.
it's him just like randomly hitting keys on the piano as like professional musicians play like bass guitar, like
That's
drums.
incredible.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
I love it.
Because all you hear is like these extremely talented jazz musicians just
And then
playing
this
the
guy
background.
just, like-
and then he comes in with like a piano solo like bip 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 bip. You know, it's like it's so funny. Oh my god, it kills me every time.
I've also met the Cyanide and Happiness authors a
I
couple
met
times
them
at
too.
Oh, I
at
remember
New York
that.
Comic Con.
Oh really?
Yeah, they're really cool. They'll do a thing where if you buy like a certain amount of merch, they'll draw like whatever you want, effectively, within reason.
That's
Right.
horrific.
And one
Yeah,
time I
was about to say.
just walked over and I was like, give me something that I would be ashamed to put on my wall for my mother to see. And he sat there for a second. He was like, okay, I got it. And he drew what I will describe, but I'll have an image up here. I'll get an image of it, which is just a guy with a dick that is about 2 feet long and another guy spinning a woman on the cock.
Incredible.
And I was like,
High class.
and I looked at it and I was like, you're amazing at what you do. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
I love it.
Incredible. I'm trying to think of like big like other big names that I've met, and I feel like it's mostly just like the like Rooster Teeth people or like their adjacent companies
yeah.
or Jensen Ackles that one time.
Yeah, the only other person I think that's like notable that comes to mind is like Lindsay Jones from Achievement Hunter, and she's also the voice of Ruby in Ruby. Easily the nicest person I've ever met. The nicest famous person I've ever met. She was so genuinely nice.
I had Michael and her roast one of my friends because he said he was gonna come to like the meetup thing that I went to, and then he didn't. And so and I was like, hey, one of my friends didn't show up to this. He said he would. You want to roast him? And Michael was like, oh hell yeah. and then Lindsay was like, can I get on this? I was like, yeah, absolutely. So Michael's just roasting him the entire time. Lindsay's just in the background being like,
she's the best hype man.
yeah. It was
You say you don't like Q&As, but Q&As with Ray. Why did my parents get divorced?
I love that Q&A. So they did a podcast for a while called The Internet Box, and it was like a bunch of different people. And regardless, somebody walks up like for the Q&A, and he goes, "So I have a question for Ray," and they're all like, "Oh God, all right, what is it?" And he goes, "Ray, why did my parents get divorced?" And Ray just said, everyone's like, you don't get anything, like, because they were giving out stickers, and they're like, you don't get stickers. And they like leave, and Ray's like, okay, I'll tell you. And he just goes off.
I recommend looking up that video. It's very funny.
It's incredible, and then yeah, it's great. The way it ends also incredible. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. It's funny. It's like a minute long, if that.
Yeah.
It's just great.
I'll
Like
tell you.
shit like that is incredible. Yeah.
All right. I think I'm ready to.
Yeah, I think that's about it
Yeah,
for
I think
tonight.
I think we're ready to
place to
throw in the
wrap.
towel.
So thank you so much for joining us. If you liked what you saw, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We could really use that right now. Anybody else have anything to say, please check out our friend here, Anthony, at his YouTube channel, Super Milkshake. Please check out Kat. She streams very regularly at Kat the Moonstar. The other ones of us are lazy. We don't do things. So
Don't forget to go on Spotify if you listen to us there, or Apple Music, whatever. Yeah,
Give us
five
any
stars.
Give us
streaming,
5 stars
yeah,
and
any review. Except you can't do that on Spotify apparently. So you
But
know.
you can
Yeah.
on Apple.
You can
yeah,
on
you
Apple.
can on most other.
Say some
services.
absolutely degenerate things about us, please.
Android.
But you
Really
have to give us
appreciate
5 stars if you're gonna say degenerate.
Yeah,
things.
absolutely. And if you want, give us 1 stars if you really like us, and then
Yeah,
write like
yeah,
a really
yeah.
nice review
Yeah.
about us. For 1 star.
No, 5 stars, please.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, thanks for watching.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.